everybody. It's good to be back, everybody. It's like we haven't left, even though it's been a week, and most fortuitously, Vivi is back. I'm so happy Vivi is back. It's just not the same without Jinx. Like,
No
there's only so
shenanigans.
much. And also, it means then Alex has to do double duty on. Wait, I have to be the adult in this group.
Woo!
Which now,
Now
now
now Enoch only has to watch one of them, and I'll watch the other.
that's how it
Thank
works.
goodness.
That's how it works. But
I'm
um,
currently trying to drink it just fluid at now.
but so, hello there, everybody. If you're new to this space, welcome to Girls Run These World for our Numenera Aerowen series here. It is a Numenera series that we've been doing for the past 4 weeks, and this is going to be week 5 of a 10-week series. Oh my lord, this is going to be the mid-season finale. And oh boy, have I packed it full of some fun ideas that I'm hoping to throw at my players. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to keep that laugh internal. Whoopsie. But in actuality, it's so good to be here, everybody. And I'm going to let my fantastic group of players introduce themselves. I'm going to go around the overlay as I'm currently seeing it. So, first up is going to be uh, the fantastic and wonderful Torin. You're up. Do your thing.
Hey. Hi, my name is Torin. My pronouns are she, they. I am playing Cadix. Her pronouns are she, her. She is the ports and plug nano who is got some issues and just chooses toxic positivity because why not? It's gonna be great.
Truly the best coping mechanisms. Next up, I'm going to pass on over to Noelle.
Hey y'all, it's the girl Noelle. I at she her pronouns. I'm going to be playing Errol, who is a glaive, a cheerful glaive who rides the lightning, who's just doing so great. She's so happy to see her friend, like her platonic friend who she really cares about.
It's so wonderful. There are actually no homosexual vibes in the stream whatsoever in the first 10 seconds. There'll be more soon enough.
Girls? Who thinks about girls ever?
Me, always,
Yeah,
forever,
whoever thinks
whenever
about
possible.
kissing girls. It's not like a thing.
Mm.
Always, forever. Hi, true girl Stan here. But carrying on to a fantastic and wonderful player, going over to Alex.
Oh, hi. My name is Alex. I use they, them pronouns. I am going to be playing Enoch, who uses he, him pronouns. And I'm super glad that my great grandmama is Miss Queen Latifah. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
This series can alternatively be titled, instead of Numenera Aerowen, Enoch stays winning most of the time.
Always, as he should. As he should.
And we, in fact, everyone, yes, hi, Chad Lesbian here. Pleased to meet you in our chat. Thank you, chat. Last but not least, the other who frequently makes me feel like we have a winning series because of just how wonderful she is. Vivi, take it away.
Don't do that. Don't be nice to me. Horrible.
That's how I hurt you later. I'm
Yeah,
cushioning the fall.
I'm Fisher or Vivi. Both me and my character, Jinx, who is an intelligent elf who explores yesterday. Uh, we use she, her pronouns, and well, she is basically the average teacher who had a midlife crisis and now, does the shit herself because clearly she can't trust nobody else to find out stuff.
It is what it is. It happens. So sometimes sometimes you just kind of freak out and you think, you know what, I'm gonna go discover a world-shattering lore, like you do. This is the kind of things that we do here.
Absolutely, right?
I would say I do that every single day.
And now we know why we have to do it ourselves because very clearly nobody else was good enough to find anything out.
I mean, they were just killed by their own shadows. That was
and
kind of
Hiram
a
was just like,
problem.
I'm not going back. I mean,
Yeah.
like, why leave?
Hiram's stated reason for not going back: I must preserve the archives. Hiram's actual reason for not going back: I'm not fucking with shadows, man. I ain't doing it.
I'm good here. I stay with the books.
But So, folks, this is a series where we really are delving into a lot of different places and a world that is very much a love letter to both classic Final Fantasy RPGs and also a fair bit of Skyward Sword and Wind Waker, and a lot of the research site slash temple design owes much inspiration to a lot of Zelda dungeons, like a lot of Zelda dungeons. Like probably some of these puzzles are just that's a cool idea. Yoink. But in the words of Shamini Bundle from over on the Horde of Tales panel that happened a short time ago, stealing and also theft. Theft is good, people. Theft and
Give
creativity.
Enoch a hook shot.
I'm not giving Enoch a hook shot. I will give him iron boots because they're significantly less useful. But distractions out of the way, folks. We're going to pick up where we last left off, which is actually going back a little bit because there's one member of our party who we didn't really actually get to see investigating or doing too much in the archives before the group took the time to leave the temple proper. So we're going to go back just a short bit of time to, we'll say it's a little bit before everyone else has fully gotten up or other folks are engaged in other tasks. And Jinx, bringing you back to this best described as multi-sensory, multi-knowledge modality room of just shelves and shelves of files that are both audio transcribed. There's braille versions of them. There's various kinds of ways to make the actual places accessible and such. It is a wealth of knowledge and information, and most of all, as was Katarina's main directive and goal, a place of stories, of people's stories. Hiram is up in the middle of working on, again, different things he's writing down. He's just in the middle of a couple of the different shelves, and he is just there present nearby you. So, what does Jinx do in this moment, seeing that he's in the middle of working on things after the previous day's everything?
Fritz, she would totally peek because she would figure out what he's doing because like hmm, okay, but not saying nothing, just looking, trying to see what he thinks is so important to us. He has to do that right now while we're all still here.
Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, she's peeking. She's like walking up and just looking over his shoulder and trying to figure out what he's doing.
You do see he is transcribing in a separate set of like physical notes, and it looks as though he is trained in both like just basic languages for the world, and also it looks as though he has his own little device that is slowly but surely then making another copy of what he's written down as a direct transcription and converting it into a braille translation. Like the man is going through extreme efforts to make sure at least a few different copies of these things, beyond even just what's here, are saved and archived. And it looks as though he has actually found. I'm curious, Jinx. Did you give your character a last name?
No, she doesn't have a last name because she grew up as an orphan, like
Got it.
in like kind of like a polycule crash kind of thing. It's like there was like a group of females who were raising kids who were, you know, familyless basically. So she doesn't feel like an orphan. It's just, she didn't grow up with her blood family.
But it was very tight knit, like
Very
lot.
very tight knit, with like four or five females who were the polycule that decided, they were taking over these helping these children, and since Jinx is from the water, the water area where all the healing is, those were basically the women who believed in these giving them uh, good attachment and making sure they came up not disadvantaged because they don't have the clear attachment and the family. So that's where she grew up.
You see, looking over his shoulder, like he holds it open, and you see that there's just a name for written at the top of this entry, and you see that on one side is the actual written entry, and on the other side there's a small like holographic display of a figure, and you see the name Liselot, so Liselotte, and you see like the whole account that you hear being said. It looks as though he'd been listening to it as well, very quietly, until you started speaking, and you are louder than the recording. It just seemed to be another archivist of some kind, just someone who was very casually keeping oral history of some of the different like local legends. And I will say that the individual does look like you to a certain extent, like just a few generations away, probably.
So would we actually have technology to record ourselves, like like the little tape recorder, or are we just
I would
like
say
cat out, or we have to handwrite everything?
it's not so much that you don't have the technology. I'll say at least you specifically, because of your delve background, I think it's reasonable to assume that you might have had something like small to record with. I think it would be more a case of Hiram just has a habit of doing both because
Hmm.
he knows, as not inclined as Hiram is to think about some of his actions, there are other things that you know in regards to how he approaches archival work and documentation that he is extremely thorough. And
Redundancy.
one, redundancy, and two, Hiram would have probably he probably would have been actually one of the people who encouraged for Jinx when first starting out in the middle of the like having the crisis and like learning about all this shit, would have encouraged the idea that people value text too much, like as the only source of historical documentation, which is why he's taking the time to do not just like the common text that a lot of things are being written down in, but you see he's got like a small table right near him where there's a cup of coffee that looks as though it is black, very cold at this point, and there's like a half-eaten plate of food. It looks like there's like half-eaten eggs and a biscuit that has a absurd amount of sausage gravy that's been poured on top of it. Enjoy that, folks. You will leave the stream hungry again. Uh, and you see, he's going through so many different like modalities of this to make sure it's like this is not just the one text. If you take a look at the ones on the table, he even has a more academic version of this, and then he has a common language version of this. Like at bare minimum, he's making 5 or 6 different copies of everything he's looking at.
So to cover her basically snooping, she would come up, with her little recorder, and just say, Hiram, um, would you like a copy of my notes of the voyage?
Yes, that would be fantastic. I do feel as though giving some sense of how to best navigate this place would be good, or the voyage to. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, it's not only my stuff, but it's also me reading what Cataracts has written down. So when there was time, she would borrow what Cata did and just record it too. Again, redundancy. Where did we learn that from? And then while they're doing that, she'll look over at the little thing. Just who's that?
As far as I can tell, this might be someone related to your ancestry.
My ancestry. We have absolutely no clue about my ancestry.
Well, I know. I went looking.
And how did you find that if I don't know nothing?
Sheer luck. I honestly have to say, I had no actual intention of specifically finding yours. I looked and I was like, oh, might as well. I saw a name. I looked at archive. I looked into archival work. I just looked at the sorts of things that you were interested in now, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's no way patterns repeat. There's no way families end up doing the same thing. Went through a couple files. This is about file 25 this morning. I'm through only. He looks over at the shelf again. Well, I'm through about a quarter of one shelf.
Yeah. So um, that's all very interesting. Tell me about this one.
Oh, about the entry?
Y- Well, if you think, that it's my ancestor, tell me.
As far as I can tell, she wasn't necessarily someone of great acclaim. She was just a local story keeper and a
Just
knowledge
okay.
keeper of some kind. It, I say that not to be crude, but it's it's a case where the kind of people who become decorated in history more often than not are the folks who are like documented a specific war. There was a specific leader who someone did a biography of. These are the names that people tend to assume. They follow that very outdated, very terrible line of thinking amongst archivists and historians of like the great person mode of analysis, where they think only the people who made tremendous impact everywhere in the world or a whole region and such are the ones who matter. And it looks as though, and you see he's pulls out another notebook of notes. The man is just full of a bunch of these notebooks, so him even giving one to Cadix is like nothing. It was deeply emotional in that moment, but also he's got 12 more. But um as far as I can tell, not uh, uh, someone who fits the bill for who the lead researcher here was interested in having a story from. The kind of people who folks don't think just hearing a story is important unless it's personally relevant to them, because some people who do the work of archiving history think that this incredibly niche specific thing will not resonate with anyone, when in fact sometimes the most specific things resonate with far more people than you would think.
So she would probably like almost like push into the space a little and look at the entry and be like, so when was she?
Quite a few generations back, from what I can tell.
Are you done with this one?
You see him like very quickly writing down like six more notes, and then you see him for like almost 2 minutes just transcribing them across the board. Yes, take it.
All right, let's do some research. I was gonna look into like the history of my crush mommies, but you know what? This is very interesting. That's it's fine. That's it's fine. Find out. And then she's like walks away with the book.
just just full on kid reading a book walking down the street mode, where you're like,
Yep.
traffic will move around me, right? You'll be
It's
fine.
like if I run into something, that's fine. Nothing here will break me.
So, as sort of a near ending beat to this sort of flashback moment, I will actually offer you a chance to do a roll,
Okay.
which is this is a difficulty 4. This is just pure investigation, looking around it, around the room, looking around the archives. If you did actually want to find something related to your moms, I love when I get to say that, moms plural. Uh, it will be difficulty 4, so that would mean you would have to roll 12. But if you have any sort of trainings or skills that you feel are relevant here, we'll see if that lowers the difficulty of the roll.
Um. Well, first, she got the perception thing, but that doesn't really is. But she does have the that she's trained in the involving of remembering and memorizing thing that I experienced directly. So she would be able to remember pretty much everything that happened to her, and that the her it's called the mommicule. The mommicule talked about when it comes to their background.
I would count that. I would say that will drop it to a 3. So
Right.
if you're interested, you can also spend some effort, which would cost. It's normally 3 for the first one, unless you have an edge. I'll say this is an intellect task.
She
So
has
if you
an
want,
edge of 1.
she has an edge of 1 in intellect, so that would
Yeah.
reduce the cost to 2.
And then I would
So,
have to do.
so that would drop the difficulty from a 3 to a 2, which will mean you need to roll 6 or higher in order to do
Okay.
it.
All right.
So
Yeah.
if you're willing to spend for the effort, so for which for you would be 2, spend 2 from your intellect pool, and then you need to roll 6 or higher. That'll be the final add up. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but is there any way that I could help her with a scan? Because I
I
know
mean,
we're
the
not
thing is,
there, and I didn't want to invade, but I want to try to
I,
help.
I will ask. So, I think that would be relevant, but I want to ask this a question of Jinx. Would
Yeah.
Jinx ask for anyone else's help around this specifically?
I mean, she would. When it comes to research, she would definitely ask Cadix because they've been hanging for a while, and she knows she's good at it, and she is also the one who writes stuff down. You know, like
Okay.
she would have the thing with the bzzz. So yeah, she definitely would. That would be the person to ask and say, hey, this is what I'm looking into. You got a couple minutes?
Yes, I would say in that case, Cadix, you could use scan, and I will tell you
Yay!
what relevant things will come up in relation to that. I'm going to pull up the ability just so that I have it
Right.
specifically.
Yes, I have it. If you give me just one
Yes.
second, I can try to help and not make you open a
So
book.
so means it has to be a 6, but my roll is a +1 because Cadix is helping.
Yes.
So you can scan an area equal in size to 10-foot cube, including all objects or creatures within that area. It must be within short range. Scanning a creature object always reveals its level, blah, 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 blah. You can also learn whatever the facts the GM feels are pertinent about the matter and energy in that area. And the rest are examples.
I would say
Hmm,
I would say it's appropriate enough that I would give it to you. So Jinx, that is a difficulty
okay.
1, so you need to roll 3 or higher, which
So it's 2 or higher because I
3.
get a
3.
+1
Oh,
from
you're
her.
right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
That's
you
true.
can
Yeah,
do
so
this
2
because
or
this is the
higher,
way.
please.
All right.
All right, that's a 12. No, actually, no, that's a 19.
Oh, Jesus
So that
Christ.
makes it
So
actually a
that
20
Does that
and
I,
not
succeed?
and not
no,
Can I
you know
natural
what? No, you're
20.
right. It's not a natural 20, but you know what? I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it be count as a 20. That does succeed.
We're good at this.
So this is a major effect. Normally, a lot of those kick in for more combat for getting a lot of range in that, but for story rolls as well. This is a major effect. Would you like me to suggest the major effect, or do you have thoughts for what you would want the major effect to be?
Um, you know what? She It would be something completely surprising, so I'm gonna let you do that.
So you do find actually a few people related to your moms, because your moms you probably have a lot more extensive like info on. There has very much been a long-standing tradition within the momcules like families, like respective families, to do this kind of thing, to house and make homes, make a home for folks who are displaced. You would actually find specific files of folks who, again, they weren't the kind of people who were immediately remembered when the initial day of Black Sun occurred, and that wasn't necessarily from a research standpoint. Like some of the researchers were trying to do that, but when the initial general crowds and a few scant researchers were like, these aren't like, we need to value the people who will keep us going. Some of their stories were lost in the process until you started having more researchers kept that. This was among that set that was initially going to be lost, but you do see that a couple of them, like great 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 grandmas of various gender backgrounds as well, actually have been going and doing this for a while. And there is, I will say, the major effect too. Yeah, fuck it, let's swing big. You find an account of somebody who doesn't look, who who does not look as though they have an account that far removed from you. So we're not talking like great 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 grandmother. We're talking grandmother, maybe even mom or like sibling. You don't know that there's just a name, but the given the details in the account in the file, there's a possibility that this person has ended up in your home region of Hydros or in Downpour, the storm region you would be going to. It's not a confirm, like you don't even know necessarily what the full information is. This could be like a grandma, this could be like a sister you didn't know you had. Like you don't have confirmation, you don't have enough of that information, but the sort of threads that have remained from different conversations and different stories that you track from all from this is like full on once everyone's up, like Jinx has been involved for like 2 or 3 hours straight going at this full like hyper fixation mode. There's a chance there's a living family member.
She would be, taking notes while she's doing that, and and then, it would say, might be family, question mark, and she would underline that strongly 4 times, and then be like, okay, and then, be like, okay, so mm, maybe we should look into that Black Sun stuff some more. Maybe we can help this whole thing thing. Yeah, that's what I was looking for into completely. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah.
You're like, yeah,
Only
yeah.
not selfishly researching. No, we're doing it for the greater
No,
good.
no, that's the thing we're interested in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we're focusing on for sure.
absolutely.
For sure. I will also say CADX because you scanned. Let's see if I
Yes.
can find the exact thing. Not contributors to the book. I'm sure a lot of people with a lot of money and or many people with not much money contributed to this book, which is fantastic. This artwork continues to be gorgeous. Thank you again, Money Cook, for sending this my way. Where is it? Where is it? Intellect enhancement. There we go.
See, and you just helped her avoid a breakdown. It's fine.
It happens. It happens. I will say that there is. Oh, let's see. Okay, I get to roll for this one to see what this is. Cadix, you find actually a cipher
Ooh.
amidst some of the things that has been left in an additional pocket, like
Mm-hmm.
a little drawer amidst the shelves that no one would have noticed unless you had to specifically scan to find the material.
Gotcha.
It appears to be a pill with a bright pink and starlight pattern going all across the actual like little pill. It's a capsule.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Substance. It is you. It can be ingested. Substance adds 1 to intellect edge. Actually, no. Because this is a level 8 intellect enhancement cipher, this will add 2 to intellect edge for 1 hour.
Ooh, okay. Let's go.
Yes.
That
It
means I'll have a
appears as though
3. Sorry, go
yes.
ahead.
Yes. I will say you find that amidst basically it was I'm gonna call it the sci-fi equivalent of God damn it, I need coffee. I need coffee. I really need
What?
coffee and something to focus. Oh boy.
Why, thank you. I appreciate it.
There you go. But yes, and it is a cipher. It's not just like an oddity thing. It's one-time use, but that's a big swing thing to do for stuff that might happen
Oh,
later.
no, I absolutely intend to use that for this next research place,
Yes.
though.
But
Thank you.
bear in mind your limit on ciphers. Your type would have told you what
Yes.
your limitation on that. Because if you go over that, then I get to roll for complication.
Yeah, I have. I had 3. I can hold 3, and then I used the firewall before, so I only have 2 at
You
the
use the
current moment.
firewall, so you had
So
to.
now
So
I
this
have 3.
fills up. Yes.
I can't count 3. Don't look at that. I had 3 fingers.
I actually have an open spot, so I'm looking forward to going somewhere where I can salvage somewhere,
Yes.
find something
Yes. Yes. Yes.
interesting.
But Jinx, you it would take you. You can tell even just looking at this place, it would take years to try and track down everything related to this event.
She
And
would probably look for like a primer, something that somebody would have written for like somebody like Katerina, somebody who would written for like a superior and written them as someone.
Like a key
Yeah.
for the entire place. So here is what I will do. Finding something that's it's less finding it and more knowing that that's what it
Mhm.
is. I'm gonna put this down, and this will be something that after session, so in between this and our next session, I would give you the possibility if you can succeed on this roll for a ton of additional lore information about the world. However, this is a difficulty 6 intellect task.
Would Calyx be able to help with that again?
Yes,
Okay.
this would be the kind of thing that I think both of you being focused the way that you are on your skill sets, Cadix would be able to. Whoever's researching would get the buff for helping each other.
Mhm. Also,
But
would Hiram be able to help?
Hiram, I would say, would be able to help. I think I would count him because he already has some experience trying to come through here. I would say that he would count as the equivalent of lowering, of easing the difficulty one, whereas either one of you helping each other would just be a +1 to the roll.
Hmm.
So that'll drop it to a 5 difficulty task.
Right. Plus my
What if I give
edge,
her my
which
cipher?
it's a 4
Just
because
got.
I have an edge, right? If it's a 6 and we have Hiram dropping it down, and
It
then
drops to 5.
when I have one edge,
Edge, remember, it is for cost of abilities,
ah,
not for
okay,
difficulty of task.
that is if I use the effort. Okay.
That's it, if you use the effort. However, having found the ingestible intellect edge buff, that would reduce it would reduce the cost for effort. That would drop it down to a 4, which would make it you need to roll 12 or higher. It's still hard to land that,
But not
but you could.
impossible.
It's not
But then
impossible.
I could spend points, and I would only and if I have two edge, then right, because I have one edge and I
Well,
get one edge.
if you oh right, you already spent it to increase the edge.
I did that.
When you no
That
no
was
no
me.
when you took the advancement when we were talking before, you increased your edge or your effort, Vivi.
No, remember I went with armor, and then I went
With
uh
people, that's what it
with
was.
interacting.
So
So that's why I'm saying I have one edge, but what does the pill give me? Does it give me
the
another edge?
pill increases the edge, which would drop the cost to even put in effort all the way to 0 because it
Okay.
costs 3 to even put in any effort. And because you're still tier 1, it would be it would be the only effort you could do, which is what I'm saying. Like whether you choose to take the capsule that reduces the cost to do it otherwise, with the effort put in, you would still have difficulty 4. Like this is going to be
Hmm.
hard no matter what because
Yeah.
this is a
And
Yeah.
difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to
Uh,
give her my cipher and scan, would I?
yeah.
I would say
I
it's
would think
one help. One
I
help.
only have to spend two to get that effort, 2 points to get that effort anyways. So I would say save the cipher
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
for later,
Okay.
because somebody else who's not into the intellect thing might need that later.
That's
Okay.
true.
Then I have a question,
Okay.
GM here.
Yes, yes, yes.
So intrusions are XP spent, right?
Yes, you spend an
Crap.
XP.
Ah, shit. Okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to curse. Because I have convenient glimmer, but I don't have any XP at the current moment. So I will use scan to help,
Okay.
which
So,
is free for me now. So yeah.
yeah. So I will say with the scan,
And Hiram.
I will let this is
Sorry.
harder because you don't this is not specific. This is not just a specific this is not just like a little section that Jinx may have had an idea. Jinx has no idea about this. So I'll say scan
Okay.
in this case will only give an additional +1 to the roll. So the
Um.
total, so what the overall conclusion for this, if Jinx spends for the effort, will be it remains a difficulty 4, but you have +2 to whatever you roll. So you need to land a 12 or higher to meet this because this
Okay.
is very difficult to land. And this will be the last big roll of this
Yeah.
section, and then we'll move forward to where everyone else is at.
And I'm guessing. I mean, she has Community Explorer, but I don't think that counts, does it? Because it says,
That would be
while I am present with within a community. Do we count as a community? and actively and personally working on behalf of that community. Um,
I would say it would have to be more of an established,
yeah, that's what I thought. That
like,
because this is
settlement.
not really a colony. This is more like a, it's
It's
only a
not
highway.
quite as, yeah, it's
I
only
I like to think of us as kind of a support group for Errol. I think that this is sort of
that would be relevant to your roles, not Jinx's role.
I and if I fail this, I can use my last XP to re-roll, right?
Yes, yes.
All right. All right.
So let's give this a shot. Whether
Hi.
you succeed or not, I'm going to move forward after this, but
Hi.
let's see.
Cat eggs. Green or purple?
Oh no, green's my favorite color. I'd say green.
Right. This is the way. This is
Oh
the
no.
way.
This is the
Yes, it's
way.
great.
and if this is bad, it's on you.
All
It's true.
Here we go.
right. This is a 10.
That's
Yes,
that's
plus two.
plus two.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's exactly what you needed. That's exactly what you needed. Holy
Green is correct twice.
Hey, yo, let's go.
thank you, Green. This is the way.
Black red.
Oh lordy, that's
Because I was like 10, damn it.
no. But the plus two that just reaches it.
Because I'm like, I
This
jinxed myself saying 10. I'm fine with 10s, right? And then I needed 12, and I'm like,
no. But here, so I'm gonna move us forward back to where we are at, picking up at the little sort of stop with everybody post Errol's lesbian affection disclosure moment with her friend Jasmine. Uh, but I will say you could have spent additional time to look through both to get lore, and I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm going to roll a d8, and here's what I'm gonna do. Once I can get the d8, I need the rainbow one because it seems appropriate for the rainbow one. Whatever I roll on this divided by 2 will be the amount of ciphers you find in addition to the lore. I think because this was a 6 difficulty, and I haven't given y'all enough ciphers because y'all went in the past that didn't have ciphers. God damn it. So there will be 2 additional ciphers in between this session and the next one that I will just give to the 2 of you to share with the party or have access to. Anyways, hello, Cat. You're loved.
There's so many kitties showing up.
hey, that's Timmy, the senior Velcro cat.
It's adorable. So you have the additional context between the 2 of you, Jinxing and Cadix, that it's hours. Like we're gonna say you were left even a bit later than usual, than was originally stated because of this, but you have essentially a key that Katerina wrote up as like a shorthand. Basically, think of the library like sci-fi librarian's equivalent of a Dewey Decimal System guide to actually see different subjects archived here. God, that cat is so cute. But so we pick up back sort of the outer boundaries of the southernmost floating islands of Aerowen, the islands that are right on the cusp of entering the border region that is Downpour. It is, even from this distance, you can see the skyline just a short distance away. It is gray, it is stormy, there are clouds everywhere, and you swear every now and then you hear a screech that breaks just the overall silence of the sky. And if you were, from what you can tell from the map that you have available that you acquired last time, it's going to be a somewhere heading to the in the direction of the land below, but more southern in a southerly direction than the eastern one that you went last time in order to reach research site 4. But as Jasmine has just finished running away from Errol, just very embarrassed and is outside just staring like this at the ground, wondering, contemplating her life choices. The whole group is able to convene. You've had some delicious grub. You've had a moment to rest, and Virgil has been very affectionate with his mount, who the mount's very skittish about the idea of going into this region. you for anyone near Virgil at this time, you just hear up. Look, I know this is not the best idea, and I know that our past has not been great with this place. I haven't forgotten getting my feathers wet the last time we had to go down in this place. I didn't know what it was to be dry for 2 days afterwards. So, do we have everybody?
I think so. Is Jasmine going?
Turns
Is
to look at
Jasmine
Arrow.
going?
I mean, obviously we'd love to have you, Jasmine. Enoch, 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 you need to save me. I fucked up, Enoch.
How did you fuck
Jasmine?
up, beloved?
Enoch, I need some
Jingle,
advice
jingle.
about
Yeah.
girls, okay?
Jasmine was on
Well,
the bird with us.
You
Yeah.
know,
easy,
you know, it's fine. We can just forget about. We can forget about. You know what?
No,
Let's get going soon.
You know,
Let's
there's no one I would rather go to a death storm lightning
Oh,
with.
death.
yeah,
Like,
I forgot. It's actually pretty going to be pretty scary.
Uh,
uh,
why don't you
maybe
come along? Because I feel like I would feel safer with you. You make me feel safe whenever I'm around you. Like it's fine. Enoch, Enoch, murder me right now. You have to kill me. I'm.
I ain't even got it on
I-
me, big dog.
you know what?
I ain't even got it on me.
I'll get another.
No, it's fine. We can share if you want
It's fine.
to.
We're good.
No,
We're
it's
good.
fine. It's
No,
fine.
we're
It's
we're
fine.
we're
We're good. Enoch, please. Enoch.
Okay, how about this? How about this? How about both of you just have a conversation plainly and openly
What kind of conversation is there to have?
A happy one,
about
right?
the fact that you are gay panicking right now and so is he?
Enoch, Enoch.
That maniacal laugh tells me everything I need to know.
No, I mean, it's um, uh, 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 uh.
So
I have to
have
go
we
to the
tried turning
bathroom.
Errol off and turning her back on again?
I have to. I
well, the
have
Tried
turning on
shaking
part
her.
is the
I have
turning
to
We're
on
get
half
part's
of
in
that
the
way
bathroom.
there.
Yeah.
You tried spinning her to see if she resets.
Sorry. I think Caddix will like kind of go up behind Errol, just like try to be comforting, but doesn't really get it. Just like slaps on the back, like,
There.
"Are you okay?
There.
Hey, this helped me when I was panicking down below, right? Right?
I'm not panicking. Why would I be
You
You
just
see,
someone said you're panicking.
You know
Errol's
what?
blood
I'm
starts
just gonna.
like, and
Oh,
she just
actually,
holds up her hand, and an enormous blast of lightning fires out and just shatters a pillar.
Okay,
I
that's. Listen,
That's our cue to
It
leave.
would be awesome if we could go anywhere without causing property damage.
why don't I talk to the folks here to make sure none of you get in trouble and get a reputation that's not deserved for destroying anything?
oh
I
Why
mean,
don't I just
I would say the reputation is deserved. I
yeah.
don't.
Let's say. I mean, I like when people talk about us. They're
well,
thinking of us,
It's
well,
right?
I
pretty
Oh my God, where's my
consistent.
Delph insurance card? I know I've got this covered somewhere.
Contact my agent.
it's,
I took on liability insurance.
uh, Aerowen
Your
Insurance
premiums have gone
Company
up
is
so much since you started driving with me.
An insurance company.
Aerowen Insurance Company. This is Julia speaking. Hi, yes. Do you cover lightning artifact related mishaps? Oh, sorry, we just rescinded that from our policy. We do cover fire and ice related mishaps.
Or if you
Oh
want to
my
pay extra.
my.
Okay.
Man. I think
Jasmine, I will see you whenever we're back. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Unless
Yep.
you want to come with. I mean, you can come with. It's fine. There's plenty of room on the thing for you. If you want to come with, Torin, 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 you're
who's
You,
that?
you
my
mean
friend
Cadix?
Torin from my
Cadix.
village.
Cadix.
So actually, how about this? And I'll slip Errol a piece of paper, and it's a drawn thing of all four of us together, and like, you could have that in the meantime, right?
Yes, my friend made this for me. I think you would like it. Here you go, Jasmine.
She actually has like squeak. The little squeak that I just made that probably was not picked up by the microphone.
was.
Just yeah, she does one of those. She does one.
See, we're all happy. We're all smiling at you, right?
Yeah, we're all smiling. We're all so good. If I don't leave, I'm going to die of dehydration from all the sweat that I'm sweating.
That's
Oh
certainly one reason you're dehydrated.
no. I think she
Right.
like whispers, not well, whispers. I don't know if she actually knows how to whisper. It's like stage whisper. Do you want me to get you out of this?
Please.
Okay, we gotta go. You have a nice one, okay? All right, we gotta
Okay.
bye. I will literally just yank her out of it
You get like the
abruptly.
crane thing and you like pull me.
Exit stage
Jasmine
left, yeah.
does walk away because you do see the dude who had served all of you food earlier is just like sort of coming out, and the only way I can describe his look of just surprise at the lightning shot that happened and destroyed a pillar of the place of the rest stop is the equivalent of the cabbage merchant from Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's that energy. Just like, damn it!
Sorry, other Errol. It'll be fine. I don't think we did it. It was the storm. Okay,
It was the storm.
let's run with
It was
our
the
Errol.
storm.
Make a
I
rest
think
stop
that
on the
went
edge of
great.
downpour, they said. It'll bring in people who are kind of struggling, they say. It'll be lucrative, they say.
We gotta go.
Can Enoch like drop some coins on the bar and just like for your troubles, man?
Thanks, man.
It's all right. Keep your head up,
Errol,
and I'm gonna pat him on the back.
as
He
Errol's
does
getting
actually.
pulled away, her glove starts like sparking again, and she just like
Yeah, I'm gonna
All
Um,
right,
strategically stay
let's
away from that hand.
let's
For the
round him
record.
out. Yeah.
So the group manages to board Virgil's mount, and he's like, okay, folks, this is going to get pretty dicey because we're heading somewhere that, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, is what I'm going to say. The first one you're all about to experience, and you see as he's just
what?
like keeping the reins strong. He's like, you may want to like try and tie yourselves down to the additional little like ring sections that I have.
Mhm.
Uh, the chat it costs us $210,000 of property damage. Hey man, my bad. Lol gives you $3.
It'll be okay.
That's about right. I only had a couple bucks, you know. I
I can
travel
put
light.
some coupons too.
But so the first thing that comes up is it is a pair of things that happens as you start flying. So we're just gonna go with one. This is mid-season finale. We're gonna go with two things. We upgraded. We got extra funds to add more bullshit to this moment. Uh, Number one, you've all probably lived to some minor extent, at least, where it has rained before. Even like the desert terrains have periods of time where rainfall has happened. This is far worse than that. This is if ever there was an occasion in which the term torrential was apt, this is it. Like every single part of the skyline, as because you have to dip down and as you start heading lower and lower, is covered in gray. There is rain upon rain hitting you at every given moment. It is a terrifying amount of just rain that is going down on everybody, and it is obscuring. It is getting to that point of intensity where it's not like just there's even space between each of the raindrops. It is tight knit so badly that trying to figure out where to go is proving difficult. So that is the first thing. The second thing is that there are essentially small little malfunctioning crystalline nodes that normally uh, intake. I would say anyone who's lived in this region, so probably actually just Errol and maybe Enoch, because Enoch has visited here. these are normally meant to be sort of resets or intake devices for whenever errant weather patterns happen. And so they typically take in kind of items and or phenomena that are extreme cases what normally is happening there. So for example, sunspots and solar flares that go off in the desert terrain, there are sometimes these intake regulators that actually will absorb the entirety of that. Here in downpour, there are small little tornado holes, like little mini gale currents that are not massive in size, but easily big enough to absorb all of your mount and keep you trapped there dealing with the rain. It looks as though some of the regulators are malfunctioning and along your flight path there. So your first two big obstacles are it's fucking horrendous trying to see anything here. And also if you are not careful with your flight path, you are literally going to get put into the eye of a small little storm. So, how is the group wanting to approach each of these problems?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Um, the crystals, are they Numenera?
They, huh? You know what? I don't know off the top of my head a Numenera that specifically does what I've described, but I'm going to say, for the purposes of the question, yes, mechanically they are a Numenera.
Got you. Because I has to be my I'm gonna have to double check this. And unfortunately I don't have an XP, but as an idea, um if we're nanos, we do have advantageous malfunction.
Isn't that
Advantageous
Or
intrusion?
malfunction. Oh
it
yeah,
is
as
that's
an
what I'm saying. I don't have
intrusion.
XP for it. Yeah.
So
But
that would work. That would be one way you could solve it. There are multiple of these. An alternative is either being able to literally knock them out of your path at just the right time so that
yeah,
you don't get held,
that's kind of what I'm
Mhm.
thinking.
or I'm going to say not a perceptual task, but much more of like a speed related task. If you feel like you could potentially sort of read the exact spots your flight path would need to go. You could
Mhm.
also do this with an intellect task, but I'm also going to let it slide.
I'm
You could do it as a speed task as
I
Yeah.
well.
have a question. You
Okay, there would just be
said,
yes.
sorry, you said we would be able to potentially figure out where these things are getting in our flight path.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little ornithopter. If I let it fly out, it's okay. It's an oddity that I have. It's a tiny toy ornithopter made of a seemingly indestructible piece of material. If I were to let that fly out to like see if it could lead us through the pathway, would that help? And we could, I mean, I could obviously do the advantageous malfunction thing as well, but I mean, that might.
So here's what I will say. If you want that to apply, someone needs to figure out a way to properly lead you and clear up the path with the rain showers, because I'll say your ornithopter thing, while it's indestructible, that doesn't mean it can't be battered around. So the biggest problem is
Mhm.
that the rain is coming in like this is the equivalent of it's not reached hail, but it definitely feels heavy enough that it should be hail at this point.
Mhm.
That's the
Mm.
biggest problem right now is that
Mm.
your ornithopter would work, but I'm gonna say it's not a massive thing because if it's like an
Mm-mm,
oddity,
it's
it's
itty bitty.
yeah. So your itty bitty little friend could help if you got close enough to it to try and have it essentially get stuck instead of all of you, or at least try and determine what would be the right path. But right now, you need to deal with the rain first. The only
The
reason
rain
I'm mentioning it as a
first.
problem,
Yeah.
as a possibility you could do first, is so
Mhm.
that Noel also knows that there are might and speed related ways you could approach this problem as well.
Mm.
But the
Uh,
perceptual one with the rain, somebody has
Mhm.
to figure out a way to actually see where the hell you're going, because the
Yeah.
reason you're risking even going into those is because you can barely tell what's happening right now.
Hmm.
So yeah, because Jinx has both navigation and knowledge survival skills, and then she also has find the way. So when she applies effort to a navigation tasks, because you don't know the way, are lost, are attempting to blaze a new route, blah blah blah, you can apply a free level
Oh,
of effort.
so Jinx would be the best one to try and figure out the path. So you've probably dealt with similar, if not this exact type of weather phenomenon, you've probably dealt with similar levels of extreme phenomena. So because it's enabler, this
Hmm.
you automatically get effort applied to whatever you're going to do. So if you want to try and do an intellect task to perceive and
Yes,
try and like scope out what the best path is, you would already have effort applied to it.
yes, because she would try to uh, combine her trained skills of like knowledge, her survival knowledge, and the navigation to see which is the way that we would have to take to get without
Okay.
getting
So that was your comment. That was yours and Cadix's ideas. Noel, I think you were trying to say something earlier. I want to make sure.
Could you
That.
quickly re-describe the obstacles that we're facing right now?
So first obstacle, it's really hard to see where you are going right now. It's mostly in the perceptual realm, though if you thought of a cool might or speed way to literally try and carve a path through the rain, like make a clear visual like area so that also Virgil could tell where to go as well. Because right now he's seasoned, but he's having a hard time just making sure the mount is not freaking out because the mount is worrying. So the first one is just seeing where you're going. The second one, these little essentially just treat them as floating, malfunctioning weather bots that are a form of Numenera. That if anyone gets close to them, there will be no falling. I want to make that explicitly clear. It's not falling. You just get trapped in a mini tornado hold, keeping you afloat in air, which is equally terrifying. It's not falling. So it's a matter of you need to deal with the bots and you need to figure out how to even see where to go. Because right now, even though you're kind of making a path, you have no idea how to see what's below you to get to any sort of research site that might exist. That's the problem.
I'm curious if I could, because I have an ability to charge stuff with my glove. I'm curious if I could supercharge the engines of this
Oh, the
bird.
mount?
Yeah,
I love
so that we have a little more juice to punch through.
so that it's not to get through this is flat. Wow. I that is a fantastic idea. I would let you. You know what? I would put this down to either a might or a speed task. I think both kind of work here.
Mhm.
And essentially, so your idea, if I have this right, Errol, is you want to supercharge the bird to try and just like pew through this mess and pass the bots, correct?
Yeah, or just to help whoever's navigating so that we can like
Okay,
punch
okay,
through some of the.
okay. And so in turn, so if I'll let you do it for I'll let you do it for one or the other. Are you doing this something to deal with the bots or for navigating? Pick one, and then I'll say this will automatically, if you use the charge, this will lower the difficulty of the task automatically by one.
Which one should I do, y'all?
Navigation or the bots?
Um, I do have, if this helps your decision, how big is this bird, Angela?
It's big enough to hold all of you.
Is it? Oh, okay.
We're talking at least sky bison size. It has to be able to hold a fair amount of people.
Because I potentially have an oh crap moment or oh crap plan if we hit that. um,
I did see
you
in
know,
chat that you mentioned the phase disruptor. I don't
yeah.
think it would work for the mount.
No,
However,
yeah.
the bot,
That's what I was thinking. If we're about to hit one of those, if we use it on
yes, I
that,
would say you could
yeah.
use it on that because the bot
So,
has to lock onto something. It has to
mhm,
detect a phenomenon. Right now, it's just malfunctioning and it has gotten phenomenon,
yeah,
but now it doesn't know. Its directive is essentially, I can put this here, right? Drops it on a literal human being.
yeah. I would say, I mean, like, at least my vote is I have a thing if we get into an oh crap moment with one of those. So I
Okay.
can't really help
So
the
do this for the
navigation.
navigation.
Yeah,
So you want
maybe.
to do it for navigation?
I'll do it for the
Okay.
navigation.
So Jinx, you're thinking you want to take the lead because you already get effort. Okay.
yes.
I'm gonna say this is a difficulty 5 intellect task specifically related to perception. So now you already have the enabler that drops it to a 4, and Errol. Feel free to describe what Errol looks like when she does this.
Errol has been holding in that charge from earlier ever since they took off. And she like just can't hold it in anymore, puts her hand onto the engine. An enormous blast of energy just goes into the engines, which supercharged with blue, this bright blue light, and starts shooting out so many feathers.
Okay,
We
this is
totally
Super
told Virgil
Mario
we were doing
upgrade.
this. Yeah, right.
I meant to. Oh, sorry, guys.
We totally told Virgil that was going to happen.
This is a reference I don't get to throw out very often. We're moving past light speed and we're going to ludicrous speed.
Yes.
We're going to ludicrous speed. It's like, sir, we've never gotten that fast before. So with that is going to drop it with the effort and with Errol's help to a 3 difficulty, Jinx. So
Okay.
you've already applied effort. Does anyone else have anything they want to try for this, or are you going to leave it at 3?
Perception itself does not work here, correct?
No, perception itself will hurt. Well, Jinx, do you have something related to perception?
Yes, I'm trained in perception.
then
Perception, navigation, and knowledge survival.
Then that knocks it down to a 2.
So you just need to get a 6.
From Jinx or me?
No, Jinx's. I'll say only one mode of that kind of training I think can apply in the situation. That's how I'm going to roll.
That's all I got.
Yeah, so that's a 2. So that is a 2. So you need to roll 6 or above, Jinx.
Can I use hedge magic to like little wipers on their thingies?
No, that is not enough.
Would Shard of the Sun be able to help with this?
The problem is that it's the charge. The risk in this weather with the sun thing is that you are riding the thing that needs to be able to see. If you do that poorly, that is going to literally risk the bird getting hurt more than it's already dealing with a lot of the charge thing.
Right, but counterpoint, Enoch the red-nosed reindeer.
Sorry.
I replaced my goggles, but I'm
like, sure.
Okay,
bird tonight.
At least we have 2 oh shit backup moment plans.
Jinx,
like we've got.
It is a difficulty 2. You need to roll a 6 or above. This is the final thing we're having.
And just a reminder, we have advantageous malfunction from one of us. We also have phase disruptor from another. So if it,
Okay.
I cannot find my goggles, but imagine she's wearing the goggles in the front and trying to find the way. Rain pouring, hair plastered.
It is a rough time out there. If any of you have remotely long hair, actually Enoch's the only one who's perfectly fine. Enoch, actually it's
always, Enoch wins. Being bald is a moment.
So everyone, fill out your bingo cards. So far we've had edge and effort being explained. Enoch is winning, therefore we add another to that chart.
And this is the way.
This is the
now
way.
it's find the way.
Okay. Let's see.
10.
Oh, okay. That's enough. That's enough. That's that would have worked just barely for a 3 as well. It is terrible trying to get through all of this, Jinx. Like, you are seeing barely anything, but you have some of the keenest eyes amongst the delves who you've ever interacted with. Even the folks who tried to be the like big ego. I've gone through a bunch of different caverns and stuff, and I've found weird shit. What does she know? You've beaten those people in terms of finding stuff. You see, barely make it out, like barely way off in the distance, somewhere down below, floating above the ground. It's almost like a crystalline orb in shape, but the actual structure itself seems to be a kind of temple akin to a research site for, and maybe some of the architectural ideas for the central part of it. But imagine an hourglass, water filling up the top and bottom layer, and these are attached to the central ruin itself, as though at any given point the water from them is being suspended and could move into the temple and change the water levels at any given point. This is floating within a larger landmass that looks as though uh, it's a very odd comparison, but just to get the shape down, the landmass itself, imagine a hard boiled egg, like you cut off the top half of that, and then you cut it down again vertically. Like the interior part where the actual yolk and everything is looks like it's been hollowed out and just filled with a massive basin of water with beds of crystals that look as though they are like spider webbing across and keeping them suspended in a state of animation.
Oh man, it's a fancy flower vase with the little uh, squishy balls. What are they called? Thingy majigs. Um, the little hard things. You put them in water and they get bigger and they look like marbles, but they're squishy. Um,
I roughly know what you're talking about, but I
I know
love
what
that
you're talking
just
about.
it's just you
Is,
going
is it
like this.
Orbeez?
Orbeez, yes, Orbeez, yes. They're these teeny tiny things, and you put them in the water and they get bigger.
And you want to eat them. You want to eat them
Yeah, you
so
shouldn't. You should not.
Forbidden
Not bad.
gummies
No,
and
you should
Tide
Listen,
not.
Pods.
listen,
But yeah,
people.
Jinx will be in the front, and she has this little magnifying glass, that, or you know, that you put up in front, and she'll be yelling, "Okay, this is what it looks like," and then she's just pointing where
Like
it's supposed to
roughly.
go.
Now, the other thing that you notice, you catch that, but you also, with taking the time to do this task and focus on it, you are also seeing it does not matter what flight path you go. It looks as though there's just a small little collection of these malfunctioning like intake regulators that you have to deal with them in some capacity. Like there's at least you have to get at least one or two of these things out of the way, so there will still be one more task, but you know what the path leading down below should be, so you would be able to direct Virgil through them. But right now you still have one other thing you need to get through, which is these floating little malfunctioning Numenera.
They're incoming. There's
Oh,
bots incoming. We can't go around. Got to go through.
we
They're
could
on the
do the
very end.
advantageous malfunction thing, couldn't we?
I
If
can
you're
throw a
willing to spend the
cipher if we want to hold it.
I mean, I got 3 XP.
Yeah, but you could level up.
That's what I was.
Pinch you with XP. I swear to God.
I use a
Well,
lot of
okay,
mine.
I do.
I can't say anything. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I do have a question. If since I am trained in understanding Numenera, would there be a way that I could understand how these work? And like if I put them in a bubble with
Oh.
hedge magic, would they like shoot their little lasers out or whatever? Would it hit the bubble? Would it pop it?
Here is what I will say. If you want to even attempt something with the hedge magic, this is what I'm going to put it down to. It will be an intellect task. I'm going to put this at difficulty 5 to understand properly how these things work. Not just you have for lack of better phrasing, the layman's understanding of them, which is to say, like, the common persons, you know that these things just basically deal with really extreme weather phenomena. They're supposed to be a safety tool, but apparently
Mhm.
Downpour just says, nah, I'm about to be in nature and say no one controls me.
Okay.
So
I do have fortuitous malfunctioning. I have 1 XP left, so I can spend that.
Well, wait. Hold on. I have a skill as talk with machines
wait,
that could help. Okay,
time
go ahead.
out.
Sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna finish making my statement. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Enoch
thought you
can
were
work
done. I
off of that.
apologize. Yeah,
You're
go ahead.
good. You're good. You're good. I'm gonna finish making my statement to Enoch, and then in order, I'll do Jinx,
Yeah.
Errol, Cadix ideas. That's how I'll do it. So Enoch, in order to do this, for you to have to really see if you can have a robust understanding of these, just pulling from memory, like a moment of like, what am I doing? What is this? What is this? What is this? It'll be a difficulty 5 understanding Numenera intellect task.
Okay.
So that's your idea. So Jinx, what was your thing you were throwing in there?
I have the fortuitous malfunction, and I have one
Okay,
XP left.
that would definitely help. I would say that could potentially nix the entire thing. Errol, what was your thing you wanted
So
to change?
I'm wondering, since this thing targets storm stuff, if I could act as sort of a lightning rod with my glove and just
I
shoot charges into the lasers so it pulls those in instead of us.
that is a valid strategy. I would say that would be enough to. I would add that as a way to ease the difficulty as an asset to Enoch. That would be one of the two assets you can employ to try and make it easier for Enoch. So also be sure with checking with charge. I don't remember if it has any cost to it,
Er,
but make sure you're
since I
paying.
took the intellect edge, it knocks off the.
Oh, good, 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 good.
It's
I'm just
a top one.
just double checking. Okay, now Cadix, what was your idea?
Yeah, sorry. So I have as talk with machines distant activation. So I can activate or deactivate any machine you see within short range, even if you normally have to touch or manually operate it. I have to just understand the function of the machine. Oh wait, hold on. It must be size or smaller. How big are these things?
These things are not massive. It's just the biggest problem about them is that they part of what makes them handy is that they're relatively compact. The big
Oh.
problem when they malfunctioning is that a whole cluster of them can get together. That's the whole reason why you have the potential to hold the mount that's so big.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cluster of these things, and that
Gotcha.
the only way to actually disrupt them long enough to try and get through would be to ruin at least one or two of them.
Okay.
So that
Sorry. Yeah. It just says it must be your size or smaller, and it can't be connected to another
I
intelligent or be intelligent itself.
these things are very rote programming. They are meant to do
Okay.
one task, which
Understood.
is measure and absorb errant weather phenomenon.
Okay. I
I
would be very
have
happy to do this then. Go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
go Enoch.
Okay, I have another question. I have like a gravity nullifying thing. If I were to do that, could I shoot it up into the air so that it's elsewhere and we can like go through?
Can you use that on me?
No, I actually can't. It has to
So
be a non-living object.
No.
so here's the thing. Let me look up specifically what gravity nullify spray does, because I want to read this to make sure that you're not
Spray?
drawing yourself into a terrible, terrible scenario. Okay,
Okay,
gravity
so I've got
nullifying
bug spray and I've got gravity nullifying spray.
spray.
Do
Which
not get
one?
these mixed up.
So let's see now. Let's click gravity nullifying spray. Let's take a gander over here. Let's scooch on over to this spot and let's take a look at it. Gravity nullifying spray.
Mhm.
Depending on the level of it, it's a spray canister. Non-living object up to the size of a human, two humans if the cipher level is 6 or higher. Sprayed by
Mhm.
this cipher, floats 1d 20 feet in the air permanently and no longer has weight if carried, though it needs to be strapped down.
Mhm.
I mean,
Tell
would
me I
that
can
heat
do
it out of the
it.
way?
It,
We've got like 6 different ways to deal with this thing.
You know, like
there
these
are a
one
lot
way
of
or another, these things get
one
marked.
way
So
or
it's cool.
another. You're gonna find it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. But
Okay, here's my pitch is that so that we don't have to use your cipher or have make you spend XP, we go with the original Enoch plan and just knock down the difficulty. And then if that fails, we do the emergency backup
Mm.
malfunction.
that, that's a way you could do it.
One quick question. With my ability to activate at a distance, would that lower difficulty type of thing? I
I
didn't
would
know what
say
the
that
impact would be.
I would say that would work to lower the difficulty.
Okay,
So
100%
so
send it.
if
Yep.
it because it was I think Arrow was doing a charge
The
thing,
yeah, the
Mhm.
lightning thing.
so to try and create a like essentially a lightning rod to distract. So that's one asset. Then
Mhm.
Cadix's idea to try and disrupt some of them from a distance. That's another asset. So that lowers it from a 5 to a 3. You
Okay.
understand Numenera as a nano at base, so that's a 2. Do you
Mhm.
want to spend effort and drop it down to a 1?
Yeah. My edge is 2, so for me to spend effort, it only takes 1 point.
Ignore that, folks. So if you spend that point, it drops it down to a difficulty 1. So you need a 3 or higher. Bud, please, please.
If I fuck this up on Enoch's dice, I'm going to cry so loudly.
3 or higher.
It won't
Oh,
fail
I
us.
got a 10.
Hey,
Yay!
there we go. There we go. There we go. So this is a combined effort from multiple different people. So
Mhm.
rather than me describing it, I want you each in turn. So let's say Enoch started off, then Errol add to it, then Cadix. What does this look like to? Because imagine it's just like these little clusters of basically think of an internet router, but
Mhm.
it has little mechanical arms that are out of it, and it has a tiny little like helicopter blade that's letting it float above and fly around. That's basically it's a cluster of these. I'm not going to specify a number
Aw.
that are floating around, and you see that each of them looks as though it's captured a little mini air hold
Oh,
that it
wow.
looks as though it's about to that you're going to have to get through at some point. What does this look like as you collectively try and figure out a way to deal with this?
Since I have to know what they look like, I'll just be like, Enoch, what do they do? What do they do?
So what you see, Enoch's eyes go completely white and like he begins to glow just a little bit. Like his eyes begin to glow a little bit and he squints and he looks forward and he begins to describe what these little things look like to you. Um and then he holds out a hand and you see like you know how like when you're blowing a soap bubble like it'll sort of bow out and like grow and become the bubble. That's what you see coming from his hands. And it begins to like float towards the intake regulators.
Let's go. If you describe it to her, she's gonna run to the front of the bird, drop to her knees, and just go, no. And then make them all just kind of fritz for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're fritz, so they're just on the
Errol sees that a beam flies out heading straight towards Enoch, and just on instinct, a bolt of lightning darts. She catches it in midair like it's a baseball, shoots an entire charge of energy into it, and just sends it back.
I
Wow.
think Enoch will look back and give Errol a smile. Thanks. Good looks.
You just hear this wow, wow, error, error,
Is
machine
that good?
deprogram.
Oh, that's very
Just-
good for our purposes.
and then half of them are basically shut down.
Yay.
It very much is. Oof. That those were very difficult checks, folks, and you did it wonderfully. So
Whew.
Virgilius calls out, I can't really fucking see anything, but I trust we're not about to hit anything. Wait, did you all hear that?
No,
Hear what?
I don't like
Here,
this.
here. Here's the thing, folks. With everything that you've had to do at this point, especially with the lightning rod idea and these things malfunctioning, that's a lot of bright attention to suddenly pop
Oh.
up in the middle of the storm. And out of nowhere, just splitting the air, even through all of this torrent of rain, you just basically hear as and accompanying that you hear some distance away, but far enough away, but still close enough that it's, I'm going to say, mechanically within long range of all of you. You also, even through the rain here, a massive, massive wingspan of a bird that looks as though it would have an almost kind of axe like beak if it had flesh, but it doesn't really have flesh. Its entire body is composed of electricity.
Oh. Oh. Lightning bird.
Lightning bird. And behind you, actually, I will say behind you, the only one who sees this is Jinx, because Jinx has been essentially your perceptual person and your navigator. You see a variation of a friend you saw at the front of the temple, as you see slithering and slinking its way across the sky. No real wings, just sort of darting in between all of the rain. A serpentine lightning creature that every single time there is a crack of boom across the sky, like thunder is happening, the snake just like it's mirroring the sound of thunder hitting across the sky.
That's
Wow.
great.
Cool.
That's
Okay.
fantastic. I love that.
So,
Can
I
we get
want
some
like
water snakes,
12 of
cousin?
each, but also
but
I am
not
a
now.
big scary boy. Yes. Yes, because that's scary stuff.
So, folks, currently you have a path that will lead you downwards. Jinx can clearly see that there is a path. But right now, the last big obstacle that you have to get through in some capacity is your group apparently being caught between a burb and a very lightningy place. As two
A burb and a
denizens of
stick.
Downpour are here, folks.
Oh, jeepers.
And we thought we were safe, right? We thought we got all
You
Uh,
were
our
through.
rolls and we were good.
You're through a lot of the environmental part of the problem. Now you have to deal with the fauna part of the problem.
and I even think Cadix looks at the lightning bird and looks at Errol just like, hey, you ride the lightning, right?
Um,
Not anymore.
I don't know if this is above my pay grade.
So, folks, with that being the case, that is where we are going to take a 10-minute break as our group has plunged their way through the torrential downpour of rainstorms that is the definition of this region. And as they can, by nature of Jinx's stellar navigation and the claps all around for amazing rolls on and efforts by everybody, but now you have two creatures who are very, very pissed off. And you will need to deal with those in order to safely make your way to at least ground level where you can approach the Land Below's Research Site 3. So we're going to head off to break, everybody. See you all in about 10 minutes. Take your meds, get some water, and if you haven't, possibly subscribe to the Twitch channel or YouTube channel where there are going to be, excuse me, VODs of this session going up a bit after this is aired. So stay tuned, everybody, and we'll see you real soon. Hello there, lovely beans. Are you doing well? Have you gotten a drink? Have you gotten meds? You
Yeah.
probably should do that if you haven't. Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent, lovely bean. Lovely. You are top lovely bean right now. You are tier 1. Well done.
This is the first time I've been tier 1 in anything.
My heart breaks for so many different reasons. But welcome back, everybody. We are here for Numenera Aerowen Episode 5, The Storm Comes Home, as our group has very, very much becoming acquainted with why that is the title for this session, as they have managed to navigate their way through horrendous torrential downpour in the region of Downpour, and have even managed to deal with some errant mechanical bots that are meant to deal with these very, very extreme areas, uh, presence of extreme weather phenomenon, and now have realized that they may or may not have caught the attention of two very big creatures. One, a lightning burp that is very massive. The book that I'm taking roughly the mold for this creature from describes it as it is roughly its head, if it were presented up, roughly 9-10 feet above the ground. Just the head. Wingspan bigger than that, folks. It's a big burp, and it goes zzz, and then there is a thunder snake that appears to be just slithering its way across all of the rainstorm. And anytime there is any sound of thunder going off in the distance, it just seems to teleport. So, folks, this is not an official combat starting, but I am going to do what I should have done the first time technically with combat, but I forgot, which is initiative. So, what this is going to be is going to be based off the highest initiative of the creatures, which is a difficulty 4 task. So, if you have any skills that you feel are relevant to difficulty 4 related to initiative, so this would probably be somewhere in the range of like speed related tasks, those apply. Otherwise, if you do not meet it, you will go after our two creatures. If you beat
I,
it,
I got an 18.
you beat it, so you're fine. You will definitely go before the creatures. So everyone else, roll that. Tell me how you do.
13.
13. That means you will go before the serpent, but not the burb. You're muted, my love.
Yep, I am 16.
That is enough. So both you and Errol will be going before that. Cadex, what did you roll?
I've been a 5.
Just I've
Just
never heard you
maybe.
sound that hesitant.
My
Saying-
5, maybe. It's better than a 3.
I have
I've never
opinions.
seen your accent slip out. That one was just a 5. Alex and I over here just cackling like hyenas. Torin got that low roll face going on. Thank you, chat. So, folks, whoever met the difficulty 4 check, so that is going to be Enoch and Errol. Both of these creatures are a long distance away. Now, I'm going to, through sheer GM fiat, give you a very cool means of accessing them if you would like to get within punching range. This is not a thing you have to do. But the bots that were malfunctioning earlier are letting off their little tornado hold things. You could use them to stepstone your way over to the burb and the serpent and then stepstone your way back if you would like.
Cool. I'm doing that.
But yes.
I was just going to remind the table, I still have distant activation. We could turn it on them.
That's a thing, folks.
So I don't have to
Great.
get that close. I think I still have to get. I'll look up the range, but I think I can
It's
still do
long,
it at certain.
short, immediate. It's just 3 categories: immediate,
Yeah.
punching range, short. You can throw stone, long. You need a bow and arrow or a gun.
Yeah. I will
Beyond
double
that,
check.
we don't care.
Okay.
If you're gonna move short distance, so basically to one more category, that's your full action. Everyone gets an action on their turns, but basically action. Anything will be. I am never rolling anything in the system. That makes my job much easier. It is always you trying to beat their rolls, whether to defend yourselves or to do something towards them. So, with this being the case, it is Errol or Enoch, whichever one of you wants to go first. If you have a thought, please go for that.
Errol, I'm gonna let you go, boo. I'm looking something up.
I am curious about something. This is actually, I don't know if I can pitch a plan. We might just have to jump right in.
Okay.
If I supercharge with charge one of these sucky things, could
Are
we?
Are you trying to get it to go on them? Is that
Uh-huh.
essentially the idea? So you're similar to what Cadix was shooting for.
Yeah, but just like a souped up version of that.
I would say that they are at least now a short distance away from you. I would say they're short distance for the purposes of in order to activate them. So you would need to at least
Actually-
move.
Okay, that's metagaming. I'm gonna do Errol. Yeah, Errol activates aggression.
So how is that an ability? She just has that anyway.
So that's gonna be I spend 1 might point,
Okay.
which gives me an automatic level of effort on any task related to attacking.
Okay.
And then I'm going to I smile wide, and I
Dear. Minor technical difficulties, folks. The computers have once again risen up to try and prevent the trans people from doing anything.
and then I'm gonna basically just run across the few.
Okay. We're good. So Errol's turn will be spent on that. Enoch, what are you doing? Before the burb starts making
Oh,
any
is,
sort of movement.
is my action to run across the?
Oh, your action.
Aggression is an enabler.
It's an enabler.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, then you're fine. It's not going to do that. So you would do the action in order to move the short distance. So now the burb and the snake are both short distance relative to you. They may be coming to say hello very soon.
Hmm.
Enoch, you're up.
Okay. Fuck it. I was looking something up to see if I could do any wibbly wobbly nonsense. I want to use my light spike and punch something.
Jesus. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go look up the light spike because I need to remember what it specifically
I'm a
does.
bad influence.
Light spike. Go. Light spike. Light spike. Kill all the things with light.
I'm not gonna lie, punch it popped in my head, but it's punch it.
Okay. This would be so it's melee damage, so you would have to be within immediate range of it, Enoch. So right now you're long. It would be 2 actions to get you over there unless the bird or something else or the snake get closer. So you could move, and that would potentially mean you're waiting for the bird to come to you, because once it comes to you, that's taking its turn to do that. And the same thing with the snake.
Okay. I want to move closer. Okay, Errol, which one are you going for again, beloved?
Bird.
The bird. I'll go for the snake.
Okay. So both of you are moving the short distance for your action. It now comes to the bird's turn. Before it'll come to then Jinx's turn, because Jinx did manage to beat the snake. The bird is just going to start flapping its way over the short distance. So now both of you have the terrifying image of this 9-foot tall lightning bird that's whose entire it has distinguishable plumage, but all of it is somewhere between a blue and white color spectrum range where it's just crackling with electricity the entire time. This is going well. So that is the bird's turn. Jinx, you're up.
You're muted, baby.
Unmuting is a free action. All right. Are both of them in short range for me?
They're all the bird is short range, the serpent is long range right now.
Okay. Then she will use her buzzer to try and shoot the bird because
The bird. It is a difficulty 4 task.
Okay. Is that a might or a speed task?
I would I put it down to speed.
Okay. So I have an edge of 1, which means if I could spend 2 to make that 1 lower.
If you're aiming for the bird, it is 4, yeah.
And then I need to roll at least 9?
If you bring it down to 3, then that would be 9 or above in order to land something on the bird.
All right, then let's do that. All right. This is the way. Ooh, 18.
That'll do it. 18. I'm trying to remember. 18 the one that has those.
It only does 2 damage though.
Here's the thing. You rolled an 18, which means it automatically does 2 additional points of damage.
Oh, nice.
So it would do 4 points of damage. Here's the thing. Its electrical body seems to have a natural kind of resistance to certain bits of damage, so only 3 points of damage go through.
Okay.
But so you have a sense that this has an armor of 1 that will just knock down that amount each time it takes any sort of damage.
She'll should probably yell that out loud.
Guys, I get the sense that this is an armor of 1.
Damn it.
That thing's kind of hard to hit. It's armored. Thick skin.
So
It's armored, and if I were to put that on a scale.
So it now comes to the lightning snake's turn. So the lightning snake moving through the air, ignoring gravity. It's about. This thing says it's only 4 feet long. No. Much longer. I'm making it much longer. 7 feet long. Do not take that out of context, you clippers. Anyways, this thing is going to do the following. You watch as a lightning bolt nearby goes off, thunder erupts, and the next second, the snake is right in front of Jinx and Cadix as it uses its action to teleport at the speed of light a long distance.
I
Cool.
guess my hair is now standing on edge.
Yeah. Whenever like actual body hair has a one arm, just like
So there you go, folks. That's the snake's turn. So now it is Cadix's turn. Cadix, you have a very frightening lightning friend, right? Thunder
I
friend.
would like to shoot it in the back with the machines I just deactivated and activate them again with distant activation.
Okay.
Uh,
So what I'm gonna do is to see how successful this is, Cadix. So you're gonna
okay.
activate it.
Yes. And I'll just say, help me hit Snake. No.
So Cadix, this is
Mhm.
a difficulty 3 roll.
Okay.
So you need
This
to
is
roll.
one IP, so it's intelligence, right? Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, is 9. It's I will say it's an intellect task for you to try and get through that, if that's what you're
Okay.
attempting to do to it.
Yes. Um, and I know I reread this, but my brain hurts when I try to figure this out.
It's fine. You're good.
So edge does
Edge
not.
reduces cost and abilities. Effort reduces difficulty.
Okay, so it's one IP, but I already have two edge. So
Oh,
sorry,
you
it's
can invoke 2 edge. You've increased your edge amount you can
yeah,
take.
for intelligence for
Wait,
two
sorry. Your edge or effort you've
edge.
increased.
Well, both are now sorry, effort is
Increased.
2,
Effort is 2.
edge is 2.
Oh, so you could put in 2 amounts. You could put in 2 levels of effort. The
Yes.
first amount of effort that would normally cost 3 would only cost you 1, and then every additional point of effort is 2 more. So it'd be a total of 3
Hmm.
points cost to do this, but it would reduce the difficulty down to a difficulty 1.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay, do
So,
that.
and I'm so sorry. That's one effort. Okay.
It's 3 or higher with a difficulty
Yep.
1 intellect task. So let's see what happens with this.
Alrighty. Please don't roll shitty. Please be nice to me. Okay. Thank God I did that.
What was it?
Oh,
I guess so.
Cadix, you got this. Cadix, we all believe in you.
So I'm gonna say, what is you have? Do you have onslaught, by the way, as an ability?
I do not. I took
I do.
What
couple
is
different ones.
what is your onslaught damage? What does it normally say?
I have
2 if it's mental, 4 if it's physical.
What I'm gonna be go with the higher amount. So Cadix, essentially what you see happen is the creatures, they're not able to fully inhibit this thing because it's not quite a corporeal entity, but the wind that is buffeting it, I'm going to say does 4 points of damage. I'm going to say
solid.
because of all that you spent into it, and because this feels more like a physical than a mental attack, I'll treat it as equivalent to onslaught, which feels like a comparable ability in terms of damage. So that was your turn. The snake is kind of hurt from that, so that is everybody's round, except for Virgilius.
Get it, Birdman.
Oh, go for it, Virgil.
So here's the thing: the sudden appearance of a massive, terrifying ass lightning bird and a thunder snake are freaking his mount out. So I'm going to give him, based on the bird, because it's the biggest threat, a difficulty 4 speed task to try and keep reign of his mount. I want to be very clear when I say the risk on this. There is no risk of falling or anything of that sort. What is a risk is with him trying to maneuver it, you ending up getting hit into the bird or the snake. Because I don't want to introduce the risk of anything falling or gravity wise. So he is trained in handling mounts, so that will drop his That will drop the difficulty for this, and I'm going to say he's going to put in a level of effort on this. He's just a tier 1 character, so he's going to spend from that pool, so that brings him down to a difficulty 2 roll on this. So we're going to see if he can manage this.
No.
That's
Come
enough.
on. Come
And
Oh,
on.
look,
that is a
baby.
1.
No! Verge. Come on, baby. Come on.
Virgil's been with us since the beginning.
Can I use 1 XP to have him re-roll that?
Virgil is famously the 5th member of the group.
Honestly.
Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, once I can find a fucking D8, god damn it. 1, 2, Jinx. 3, 4, Enoch. 5, 6, Errol. 7, 8, Cadix. That's a 7.
Bring it, baby.
And that's a 4.
So it's hitting 2 of us.
It's hitting. It was only going to be one of you, but because it's a natural 1, this is a catastrophic issue. He has to veer hard left all of a sudden to just even try and calm the mount down, and in doing so, the bird nearly smacks into, nearly entirely launches Enoch against the bird, and Cadix, you get pressed in the turning against the serpent. So I'm going to have you each take. That'll be 4 points of damage to each of you. I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm going to say Might Pool goes. You take 4 points of damage. So
Okay.
damage is subtracted directly from the pool I mentioned. So a Might Pool, whatever your might is right now, minus 4 from that.
Mhm.
So now it goes back to Errol and Enoch's turn.
Enoch, do you have any specific things you want to do? Because my strategy right now is just to hit it really hard.
That's my goal too. So, quick question: which I got hit up against the bird, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna light spike the fucking bird.
Okay.
I'm just gonna punch him right in the eye.
Alrighty. Now, just gonna double check this because I don't believe it's a little iffy on combat related stuff. The combat's where I'm actually, because I'm not spending as much time focusing on that, a little iffy for rules things, but just gonna double check a quick thing. Yeah.
Oh, and I only take 3 because I have 1 armor. That's what I
Oh,
meant.
then that's good.
Yeah,
Jinx,
me
what are
too.
you thinking?
I was doing the same thing with the armor. That I'm like, oh, I have armor.
Yes.
Alex, I want to imagine that Enoch is not physically wearing any armor, but is just so buff that, like,
He's old buff man.
It's literally like a second skin that just makes him a little beefier.
Maybe
He's
get some
very
body
hot.
oil,
like
huh?
It
physically
says-
gets thrown against something and it just.
Yeah, like
I-
his back muscles ripple.
I will say, Alex.
But just
It says use it as a melee weapon, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna say it is a melee attack. But if there are, I'm gonna put it as, because it's using a Numenera for you. I will say it's intellect. It's an intellect task.
Okay.
So with that being the case, hitting the bird, it's a difficulty 4 using this light spike to try and hurt it.
Okay.
So if you have any effort you want to put into this,
Mhm.
you can do that.
Mhm.
It will drop it to 3 unless you have effort at 2, which you could try and drop it to 2. But it's
I
your
do
call.
have effort at 2. Does me understanding Numenera knock that down at all, or was it already knocked down?
On the bird, let me double check because I know one of these has something related to Numenera, which is very actually negative. Numenera related.
Negative for the thing or for us?
For you.
Oh my.
Okay.
That's nice.
Oh my.
So no, there's nothing related to Numenera with this thing. I will say it is not. Your knowledge does not specifically help you on the task enough.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna just put in the effort then.
Okay. So
And
that's
that'll
dropped
drop
to
me
3.
down to 12 points. No, I'm putting in effort twice because I have 2
Oh.
effort.
You have 2 effort, and your edge is what?
Mm-hmm. 2.
Oh, you have 2. Okay, so it'll be 1. So it'll be 3 total costs. You had to do that. Okay, so you have difficulty of 2. So you need to
So I
land
need
a
a 6 or
6 or
higher.
higher to make
Got
this
you.
work.
Come on, baby. Come on.
This
Got
is the
this. You
way.
got this.
It's a 17.
Hey!
Yeah.
Fuck this bird. Fuck this bird right now.
17. By the way, that does give you a damage bonus of 1. So it
Yes.
automatically that's +1. And the light spike, because I rolled max on this, it
Mhm.
deals damage equal to the artifact's level, which at max level it is an 8
Mhm.
+1. So you deal 9 points of damage against this
Fuck with me
bird.
not, sweetie. Fuck with me not.
God.
Are you stabbing its eye?
So
Oh yeah, my glove like turns into like a shiv almost, and I just poke him in the eye.
Here I was thinking Dragon Ball Z, but that's even
I
cooler.
mean, he shouldn't be right there.
you
He could have
alternative,
he could have kept
alternatively,
flying.
because they just released this, and because people, white comic fans, are getting mad about this, I'm also imagining the new Miles Morales electro sword ability they gave him.
It's absolutely Miles Morales now because
Stay
he's
mad, white
the
comic
best
fans.
Spider-Man and he's my favorite Spider-Man. So please
So
at
there you
me.
go. There you go. The spike, it basically becomes like an extension of your own solar energy and will,
Mhm.
and just jabs into the bird. The bird has 1 armor, but that's still 8 points of damage against the bird. So the bird is hurt. Errol, you're up.
Great.
That was a great
Um,
job, Enoch.
Yay.
I am going to. So I unclench my glove, the sharp, jagged claws, and I am going to jump onto this bird's back and just claw in the side of the other eye. So I'm going to spend.
So it's difficulty 4 on the bird. That's the start.
Okay, that's not down to 2 because I have
because you're training.
aggression and I'm also using a small weapon.
Aggression automatically knocks
And
it down, or does it do extra damage with that too?
aggression is a level of effort
Oh,
automatically.
it automatically
or an asset. Sorry.
Oh, an asset. Okay, yeah, that's different, but it still does the same effect. Yes. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
2.
So then I'm going to spend 4 might points to knock it up to an effort 2. So it's going to be 6 extra damage. I had shock right on my glove, so it's 3 extra damage. 1. So that's going to be 14 damage if I hit a 6.
I still feel like there must be something broken you've stumbled upon that I can't allow, but I can't be mad at this moment. It's just too cool.
Sorry, that roll. Okay.
Her
I
dice
just need to hit a
rolling.
6.
You need to get a 6 because difficulty 2.
That is a 6 on the die.
Oh God.
Girl, I'm about to have a heart attack. Oh my god.
I'm
Okay.
about to, and I'm throwing this thing at you. Okay, that is holy shit. You have no idea how he. Okay, Errol, describe what happens as this bird, because 14 points of damage knocked with the armor down is 13 points of damage, which is exactly what it had left.
Yes. Okay. Let's go, Arrow.
So what I do is I leap from the thing I was on onto this bird's back, diving straight into the eye. I dig my hand into the eye and I ride it down as I'm like clawing through this bird's neck. And then as I hit like its foot, I jump off of that, grab onto the floating thing, and sort of just like scramble on top.
Folks, I'm going to be real with you here. So, this is based off a creature in the book called a terror bird, which already is a great start for a creature name. But let me read this section in combat so you understand why I'm actually kind of glad you got rid of it before it came to its turn. When it attacks, it screeches, and any mammal within immediate distance must make an intellect defense roll or freeze in terror for 1 round. This screech is not an action for the bird. For frozen prey, the difficulty to dodge the bird's melee attack is increased by 3 steps. So it would have been a difficulty 7 if this landed, and it does 2 more points of damage, and it can attack 2 different foes, one with a beak and a talon, and it does less damage, but its base damage is 6 points each every time it hits. So you have no idea how fortunate you are that that was a 6. Oh Lord!
Ooh, hi,
Oh.
Chihuahua.
Yes. So now it comes to Jinx's turn. Jinx, you have a thunder friend who's right in front of you.
Well, um, can I actually use my face gloves to get to the insides of it and yank?
That's horrifying as shit. And I'm gonna say yes because I'm disturbed. So yes.
Because else I have only stuff for short. I have a knife and a
Um.
buzzer, and that's the only thing I got to save myself.
Here's the thing. So you're using phase disruptor to try and do this?
They're the phasing gloves,
Oh, the phase glove.
the
Right.
phasing gloves, and
Oh, because I gave you those to just kind of nick around stuff. Oh, I wasn't expecting it to be used for this. Oh no.
because
Okay.
if I can get inside and I can see what's inside, I can yank out stuff that's important.
Here.
It's the only cipher I got. And this is literally my last ditch of saving myself.
Here's how I'll rule it, because I don't think this is necessarily how it should work, but I'm gonna tweak it just a little bit because I think this is a fascinating and horrifying idea. The glove will work, and you need to successfully manage this roll. I'm gonna say this has to be a might roll. No matter what, this has to be a might roll. It is difficulty 3, and if you fail it, you are automatically taking the damage this creature normally deals from attacking with a bite.
Yeah, because I'm that close.
You are so close to this thing, and it's also just you are sticking your hand into living electricity. This is the only reason you're even able to do this potentially with an ounce of success is because you're using Numenera to do this. So difficulty 3 might task.
Okay. Which means if I wanted to get that one down, I would have to spend 3 points because I have no
And it would be from
edge.
might.
Yes, and then I only have 5 left.
It's go big or go home. For Errol, she is
YOLO.
going home, but
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
gonna do that
Swing big, cry lots.
because if I miss that, I'm gonna cry internally and spend my last XP to re-roll that. So and hope for better.
I love that the conclusion to your thought process is you didn't win. You didn't win.
All right, all right,
All
all right.
right.
So
So
it's 6.
so it's 6 because you dropped it down difficulty 2. Please, if there is another 6 roll from this, we will have gotten 666, and I will be terrified that I have somehow gained the favor of Satan, which would
Oh
be
my
cool
lord,
for me, but I'd be worried about everyone else. Errol, do not give me that face.
this
Stop.
is the
I
way.
mean, I'm good. Me and Satan homies.
This is the. Maybe she was a 20.
Wait, what was it? Wait, what did you roll?
Did you roll a nat 20?
I rolled a 20.
Thank God. You did. Folks, this has been wonderful. This has been Aerowen. We're so excited to share this moment with you.
So, thanks so much for the snake and the bird. We'll
So you
be
can
going
find me
to research
online
site
at
3 now.
This is the way. This is the way. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
So that is either damage bonus +4, or you can get a major effect. Now, there's some options here I can offer you as major effects. One
Okay.
is knockdown, one is disarm, one is stun, and one is impair. That's one way. The other way is that's some major effect option. The other option I will give you is that reaching into this core, you will pull out the core of its body. I will figure out from the book something that will count as a Numenera for you to use.
Oh, she would totally do
But
that.
but here's the thing. I'm gonna say this, even just trying to do this would have been just like a light attack, trying to do something with this, which would
Mhm.
only normally do 2 damage. If you don't take the damage bonus with this, which I will tell you above table is enough to beat it,
Mhm.
it will have a turn to potentially do something and make an attack on. I'm going to go with
Got this.
Cadix.
We
It's
got
your
That's
call.
this.
Do you
fine.
want to do a major effect, or do you want a major effect with a potential cool outcome Numenera wise, or do you want to deal enough damage to this to knock it out? What are you going with?
I mean, she's specialized in salvaging Numenera. She would go for that.
Okay.
That would that's what she would she would
There's
be thinking about.
there's pulling out your heart and showing it to you, then there's pulling out your heart and using it as my
So
Ep5.
it's the equivalent of a fucking wizard just going, huh, I ran out of a foci to cast my spells through. Your heart's mine now, and I made a new foci. Your argument is invalid. I have a new staff foci.
It's like,
You
we got it.
suck.
When am I ever going to get another net 20 again?
You know what? That's fair. So it is. Oh Jesus! You reach into this thing, and to anyone watching, it looks horrifying because it your hair is on end. All of your clothing is almost looks like it's about to spark electricity all over through your body, but you pull out just in time, and you have. I'm gonna go with for anyone who's seen the Lord of the Rings movies and knows the fucking orb that has the eye of Sauron in it. You have a mini version of that with it instead of an eye. There is a glowing heart in the center of it that you now have onto you, and it is just every now and then just going, and the creature is freaking the fuck out.
It does last for like a minute or so. It's a level 2 one, right? So the
Yeah, so you
gloves are
could
still
do it
going.
again. It's just you're going to be risking that every single
Yeah,
time.
that was
So oh boy, it is the snake's turn now.
Who knows if the snakes wants to fuck with me anymore though. That was
Uh,
pretty gruesome. Might have scared the shit
Well,
out of
and
the
I think we
snakes.
said it
If
was
someone
coming
pulled
after
out my
me.
heart, I don't think I'm gonna be sticking around.
it is terrified of you. So it's going to the next target that it can go to in range, which is Cadix. Cadix.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you know what? We're fighting the same foe. I would have gotten a +1. So she will get a +1.
This creature has an ability,
Okay.
can inhabit a device of any size designed to be powered in some way. If the device
Okay.
had no power, it functions indefinitely while this creature is present. If it already has power, the presence increases the level of device by 1. The serpent is going. You all watch as the serpent dives into Cadix's leg.
Oh shit.
Oh, absolutely
I
not.
knew it. I
You
knew
left it
it.
Oh.
alive. This is it goes to the most immediate piece of technology it can go to.
Can I
It
go to my
sees
hand instead?
no, no,
Narratively speaking?
no. It is going into your leg. That it senses the most immediate piece of technology it can. It's going immediately into the leg.
Mm-mm.
This was why it was such a this is why I asked, like, are you getting rid of it or are you
Well, I thought it was damaged. I can take
it is
damage.
damaged. No, oh, you thought the result would be damaged. No.
I will take damage, but I'm not losing these memories. I think y'all are about to see a real different version of Cadix if it fucks with these memories. Just saying.
Cadix, it's your turn.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I need to double check something.
You're gonna need it.
Yep.
This is elevator music. Do, 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 do. If we were in Mass Effect, I
so
would be
sorry,
looking
I
at
need-
all of your butts right now. Do, 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 do,
Let's see.
do, 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 do.
I also like to note for the record that this is copy pasted from the book. The book does not specify how to get the creature out.
So I have a question about that. I have a
Mhm.
cipher that I
Yes.
would like to attach to my CISC called a banishing nodule. which effect wise, for the next 28 hours, each time the weapon the nodule is attached to strikes a solid creature or object, it generates a burst of energy that teleports the creature or object struck an immediate distance in a random direction, not up or down. The difficulty of the teleported creature's actions, including defense, is modified by one step to its detriment on its next turn.
It would work if it were solid. It's no longer solid. It's just it's incorporeal in your device. It is in one of your memories.
Oh no,
I'm
it's the ghost of the machine.
It is literally a ghost serpent in the machine.
Does that mean she can talk to it? Talk with
yeah, is it a
machines?
machine?
I'm going to say this is a very unique situation you found yourself in, so I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk
You,
to it. But see,
you deactivate your legs, or
The thing is, like, these are because they're like discs and files, essentially, right, Torin? That's essentially what each
they are
memory
discs.
set
Yeah.
is. So this is, and are these reiterate?
Wait,
Is this a set of reiterated memories, or is this
these
like,
are all the memories that she holds dear to everyone's
yeah,
heart. That's why
this
I'm
is a
like,
whole one?
this is really upsetting, not good for her. So here's my question. If it's if the snake is now just a thing in my leg, it's smaller than me, right?
Correct.
Can I deactivate it with distant activation? I can activate or deactivate any machine I can see within short range. It's technically my leg. Even if normally you would have to touch or manually operate the device. To use this ability, you must understand its function. It must be your size or smaller. It cannot be connected to another intelligence.
So let me ask you, what is the purpose you're trying to do with doing that? So are
If I
you
can
trying to
disable it,
activate?
or yeah,
Are you trying
go
to
ahead.
activate the memory in order to see if you can like flush it out, or
I'm trying to
deactivate it?
activate the creature to phase it out because it phases, right? Or
Yeah,
teleports,
it
whatever you want to
effectively
say it.
just phased into your
Yeah,
device.
can I activate the creature itself to phase it out? Because that's an action it does. That or deactivate
I
it so
will
it
give
just
you
goes
this.
away.
Here. This is a very weird situation we found ourselves in because this creature has.
would your face disruptor work?
The problem with my phase disruptor thing is I go through a structure and
Yeah.
it's not a physical
So
object
here is
anymore.
what I will tell you. This is very much just me flying by the seat of my pants here. I'm trying to work this one out. The creature itself is not a device you can activate. However,
It's not a
if you
machine in this case.
the creature itself still remains the category of creature.
Okay.
However, here is what I will let you do with great risk to yourself. If you are willing to activate that memory upload, so you will have to experience all of those memories in that moment right now.
Which memories? I'm so sorry.
Well, because it is essentially stored in where your memories are, correct?
Literally all the memories that Cadix has gotten over the last millennia of her being Katarina are in this leg. So
Yes.
you're talking about hundreds, thousands.
Yes.
You're
All of
you well, what I'm saying is mechanically you're turning her back into Katarina, which is not something she wants to do.
right. And I think that's not something narratively I want to do.
Okay.
I feel like that's too extreme. I I feel like that's such a big shift that I feel like I'd be depriving you of some agency. Just have it be in this
Yes,
one for something
that's
you
kind of what
want
I'm
to do.
getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to say it like out loud and above table to make sure I'm
Yeah.
clarifying it right, because that doesn't sound right to me, and that doesn't sound like what you want to do either.
Correct.
So we're gonna nix that idea.
Okay.
But so the the creature itself is not it is not a machine. But here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll offer to you as a possibility.
Okay.
We activate the memories, but only insofar as you are turning it on and immediately turning it back off. But the moment of turning it on will release the creature into your body.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll do that.
It will
100%.
cause an immediate shock, but it is now no longer in a device. It is stuck in you, so
Yeah.
people can try and interact to try and get it out of you.
Yeah.
But
And Cadix
it cannot actually leave you
Yeah.
because you are not a device, because it normally has an action to leave the device, but it can't do that. But
Yeah, and she
But
could
I'll
definitely short circuit it if you will, but the thing is she has like 10 other body parts that are machines. That's literally her build. So, I'm okay with that.
okay,
As long as the memories don't get destroyed.
sorry
Yeah.
if I was in any way implying that I wanted to do that with the ship back to Katarina. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding it. So apologies if
Yeah,
I
I
indulged
appreciate it.
getting
No,
too
you're
close
good.
to that.
Appreciate you.
So Errol
But
first, and
yes,
then Errol first,
I
and
will
then
take I'll take the damage, yeah.
okay,
Easy.
Errol.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna ask if she could shunt it to like another body part that we can destroy then.
That's also a valid way. I would let that happen. I'd say, Cadix, you still need to take damage to deal with that. To do that, because it's just
Yeah.
literally sending a whole like thunder snake
Um
through you. But
and I'm so sorry. I'm going to call a real quick safety here. We have a veil, I believe if I'm using the correct term, on permanent harm to PCs.
yeah, no, this
And
one not.
okay, well I was just going to say I'm cool with risking that, but I know that's a
No,
thing.
that's why I was pretty certain it was getting somewhere messy. I couldn't remember the exact thing, which is why I'm checking and I'm trying to figure out an alternative that
Yeah.
works.
Sorry, I just wanted to throw that in very distinct terms. Yeah.
I know. Thank you for doing that. This is why we do these checks even in the moment, to make sure we're still playing safely with everybody. And I do not want to throw Katarina suddenly into the mix when you do not want that as my player.
Appreciate
So,
you.
Enoch.
Oh, yes. If the thunder snake moves into Cadix's body, would Onslaught be able to work on the creature instead of Cadix?
The intellect version of it would.
Right.
So yes.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that's an option too. I have Onslaught.
Errol, go.
So I can charge stuff. Would that the inverse of that be true? Could I like drain power from a source and try to draw out this snake thing?
I would let you do it as a attempt it as a task is how I will put it.
Would that be something we're okay with to try to like
Just pull it out of cat. Essentially,
yeah.
it's going. I think the overall, to make it simple on everybody, the rule I will make it that still abides by our safety standards that we've set and our lines and veils. It just goes to a different part of Cadix's body that is not as central to her memories, so it can be interacted because it's still connected to Cadex. It will do damage, but this will in no way be a permanent harm. It's just the equivalent of like a static shock kind of thing. That is how I'm going to narratively rule it. So there's no permanent harm. And to make sure we're still abiding by everything, the charge I would let you attempt as a task. The onslaught I would let you attempt as a task as well. Both of them still are up against the creature's difficulty. But that to me, if that works for you as well, Torin, for still
Yeah.
respecting safety boundaries on that, okay, then let's go with that.
100%. And I think she would even narratively just let everybody know, like, because they saw it go into the leg.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, you see the power on real quick and off for the leg. And then she'll stick her hand out and just be like, like, help me.
Fuck out! Get
Over
the fuck
here.
out! Please get the
And
fuck
she,
out!
like,
Lethal
holds
high
out her
five.
hand. Don't touch it. Well, actually, no, touch it. You touch it.
You get rid of it. So
No, hold my hand.
before we go into this, this is going to be another roll for Vigilius to try and keep the mount under control. Same deal. He has training in this, but it's a difficulty 3 task for him. Pray I don't get another one. That's a 12.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
He keeps the mount safe and under control. Enoch and Errol.
I'm so sorry. Quick question. Did I
Yes.
take an action? Did I actually have a turn then? Because the snake went before me.
That's true. That's true. You're right. Well, because you had to use the ability to move it over, didn't you?
No, I think we just narratively changed that. I haven't actually taken it.
Oh,
Are you saying
okay.
my distant activation did that?
Yes, that's what I was
Okay,
going to
sorry.
say.
Then yes, I
That's
did.
what would have gotten. Like it would have gotten. Here, for the sake of safety and such and transparency, I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'm just going to say it. I'm going to have it roll as this, so we have both a coherent story and respective safety boundaries. The creature went into a portion of Cadix's body. I'm gonna nix the whole leg and memories thing as an option. That way, we're just not gonna deal with that as a thing.
Okay.
It went to a portion of Cadix's body. Cadix, you on your turn can invoke the distant activation, and that'll move it to something else that can be
Oh,
interacted and destroyed,
I'm-
unless you had something else that you wanted to try and do.
Well, I was gonna say if it's in my hand, then I want to distant activate the machine to attack my hand.
Oh,
Bring it, Latinum Rod.
okay. Before we get to Enoch and Harold, then, okay, yeah,
She's very protective of those memories and
yeah.
self. Yep.
So,
Bring it. As long as everyone's okay with that.
yes. That will be an intellect task for you in trying to use that. And this will say if you can succeed, we'll deal 4 points of damage because I think that's what I said before for it.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Yes.
fuck it, I'm still going with
I
that.
will do the same thing about lowering it to the same difficulty, which I believe is 2. No, I lowered it to 1.
Okay.
So I'm using a poop ton of points, but I'll do it.
You need a 3 or higher, bud.
You know how good I am with this game. Okay. I've literally rolled a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. I've rolled in like 120. That was it. Oh my god, I rolled a 19, but it's against myself. It's fine. You know what? That's canonically fits. That fits for Cadix.
You know what? It does +3 damage. With doing that, that is enough to get rid of it.
Okay.
The snake.
Do I take part of that?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
But so
I'm okay to take it.
Okay, so we'll say it would be. I'm double checking the damage. This thing. It would be 4 points of damage to your might by just doing all of this.
Yep.
What's Cadix's might? What is?
Oh, it's a 10. So she
So
might be at 2 might, but hey, she's still standing.
So, would you like to narrate how you get rid of this snake?
Sure. I think y'all see actual like panic on her face for the now second time because she panicked below in the research center when memories were coming back and just sticks a hand out. Just we gotta get it out, right? It'll be fine. I got this. I'm strong. Okay. And then she'll close her eyes to do the same activation, just like attack snake, and hold her hand out and wait for it.
Directive changed. Attack fussy snake. Must get rid of snake.
Thank you. And then just
It's
turn away.
little.
Oh god, no.
It's the snake emerges and just and it's the damage that you receive is a combination of a little mini sonic boom happening right next to you and the machine's little like hands just not really like buzzing with electricity and not really knowing what to do with this thing. Sort of
you just see her like taking the rein, like I did not like it in my hand.
You okay, Cadix?
I'm okay. I'm a little woozy, and you kind of see her like some parts are flickered a little bit because I'm at 2 might right now.
Can I be able to charge Cadix? That might be a stretch.
That's a stretch. There's healing foci specifically focused on this kind of thing. I'm gonna
say, hey, take this. This'll. I give Cadix a little round, sort of multicolored pill. There's like a little circle of blinking LEDs. It's my rejuvenator pill.
Ooh, what does this
to
do?
the ancient texts.
Inform us as foretold.
Foretold and ancient.
Right, how is everyone else doing on stuff? I feel like Cadix is most.
Cadix is the wooziest currently.
Fine.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm good.
Also, normal, but the might is down to
I feel
5.
like Cadix needs this right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Not like I
honestly,
normally
just
lead
like-
in a lot of might.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I mean, I'm a 2 might. It's not the worst. But I think she's looking at like with the lights like, ooh, that's pretty.
Oh no, oh bud.
She's a little drunk.
So Substance restores a number of points equal to the cipher's level to one random pool. Okay.
I don't know what the level is.
Did you?
You didn't roll for the level.
So I'll do that right now. In the vein, me as charged in doing the roll that rarely gets to happen for me because I don't normally roll on this. So that is 3 plus 2, so that is 5. You'll restore a number of points equal to Cypher's level. So that'll be 5 points restored to Cadix. Roll a D100 for me.
Okay. Sorry, hold on.
It is random.
The pool's random? What?
The pool restored is random. That is a quirk of this.
D100. Okay, so let me mark that
D100.
back. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay. 71.
Is it might?
It's
Nope.
intelligence, isn't it?
Nope,
It's
it's
speed.
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 Oh,
You
jeepers.
you do this. I'm gonna narratively just have this be Cadix. No one's no one except maybe Jinx has seen Cadix on coffee, right?
I don't think
Uh-uh.
I don't think she's allowed to have coffee anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how this thing works. I think if I push this button, it turns to like a bright, blinking, rapidly blue thing. I think it should back up.
Okay. Thank you. That's so nice of you. And like grabs it.
How you feeling?
And you see like her mechanical eye go, like, I feel great. Just jumps up and starts running around
In the rain on a flying mount, it's struggling.
Well, and the problem is her might's still 2, so it's like a drunk run, like that, like Jack Sparrow,
So
but things
Just
are
runs
bad.
straight until like the neck of the bird and falls backwards, knocked out.
I actually know exactly the description to work for this. From the folk, I think it's Simon Pegg from the Cornetto trilogy movies, so like Shaun of the Dead, At World's End, and a bunch of other ones. He talked about during the last film, I think it was where he says he had a scale that to improv off showing states of drunkenness of 1 to 10. 1 to 3 is relatively not too much. 4 to 7 is like you're starting to show it, and then like 8 to 10 is you're gone. And he talked about some of the higher level stuff is just like blinking off time. Your head is basically turning into a bobblehead, and you start doing the like half hiccups where you're.
Hi. So when we were at Research Center 3, it was great, wasn't it? With all the lines of books. I want to go back there so badly. And then she just starts
Hey,
talking faster.
Alex,
Like
that
it's just
seems
getting
pretty
Right there.
bad for you. Are you doing?
huh?
Things,
No, wasn't it great? And if we hadn't met those things, I wouldn't know that I could sit there and talk to these machines and then we could blow things up. It was really fun. Woo!
Okay, Verge, take us down before she runs off the edge.
Oh yeah, take us down.
I
Take
think
us
she
down.
would, like,
Take us
run
down.
and, like, jump on Verge.
Ouch!
Oh God! Oh,
Right.
I grab Cadix by the
Steer.
scruff.
Very delicate
And
bird.
I
bro,
grab Cadix by the
I
scruff.
hop on the verge.
Ow!
I grab Arrow by the scruff. I now have 2 people by the scruff.
Can I make a might check to escape?
No, I'm not letting you do a
Not
bite.
against Enoch.
Not against
Yeah,
Enoch.
wouldn't work against Enoch, probably.
Won't work
Not
against
against
Muscle
Silver
Fox.
Fox Daddy.
Enoch gets automatic success on Silver Fox
On
checks.
hot and
I wish I had Bolt Rider so that I could just.
Enoch is actually such a bad bitch.
We've determined it doesn't matter if it's actually can't like accurate to your build or anything. Now we're just making it be a thing, which is much more
100%.
interesting. So
Power of the sun, baby. All right, go ahead.
Period.
Sorry.
you are able to actually like fly. It's rough, even with the what Jinx has figured out with trying to understand the directions to go. It is rough, and you land on muddy ground. There's no solid ground here. Like Downport doesn't really understand the concept of dryness. It is wet, it is moist, it is just everything is drenched. Yes, I did use the M word intentionally. Enjoy that, folks. but it's much clear. There are some trees at different points that seem to barely be handling the water and everything else around here. It is so weird. It looks as though there's a few different creatures some distance away from all of you. They're just kind of looking at you. They'd look like deer if it weren't for the fact that it looks as though there's like fungal and spider web crystal liquid networks being formed between a pair of deer creatures' antlers. They look as though they're moving in unison in any given direction, and when they look towards you, the faces are they almost look like they can read your expressions on your face.
So, quick question: how long does this pill last?
Nope.
It's immediate.
Ah,
Like
Oh, thank
I
God.
just
Okay.
rolled it as coffee because that seemed because it was speed being recovered that it
Yeah.
definitely felt the best. Also,
Well, I
you
was wondering
cannot
if
go past your max, by the way, bud. So it
yeah,
literally did nothing.
no, but I was
Unfortunately.
wondering if like just canonically though, she'd be like, "Hi!" like and just like run right to him.
Is that where Jinx now stops Cadix from? Is that
please.
Nathan, I'm running past.
Grab
Hi.
him by the
Yeah.
scruff. By the
It's like
scruff.
it's like grab
Never
it.
let me do anything.
Post haste
We don't touch
immediately.
stuff. Shh.
Just
I
killed
think
a
if
giant
Jinx
bird
has,
thing. We should get to
I think
touch
if
one thing.
just one thing, push the
One
button.
thing.
We did. We touched the snake and the bird. You're all touched out for today.
And I think in Jinx's hands, Cash is just like, oh, I'm really tired now. Like it's the
Easy crash. Yeah, yeah. I think we all need a break. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. A
Mm-hmm.
break
And
would
get
be
dry. Mm-hmm.
wonderful. Mhm.
Oh gosh, yeah. Can
If
we just
folks
do a little.
if folks do want to take a recovery roll as a mechanical note here, it's 1d6 plus your tier number of points. Divide them among the stat pools you want. Your first roll is just an action, which is literally like a few seconds of time.
Roll
Mhm.
1d6.
A D6.
This one is 10 minutes.
This
1d6, you said?
it's 1d6 plus your tier that you're currently at. So
1d6
you're all
plus 1.
so it'll be 1d6 plus 1. Your first
Ooh,
recovery roll just takes
6.
an action. So it'll be 7 points to recover wherever you want. You rolled a
Oh,
5.
no, it was 5 plus 1. Yeah.
5 plus 1. Okay.
I
So
rolled a 6 finally.
oh, you rolled
Okay,
6.
so
So
I'm back
you
up
have
to
7 points
full.
to recover. And then
I'm
Errol,
back
if you
up
want
to
to do the
full on
same,
my
you can.
points.
You don't have to take it now, but it's only an action, so there's no real big loss to
Ooh,
doing.
that's a good
No,
question.
we took our break last time. I think ours is now 10 minutes.
Oh, it's
Right?
now
Yeah.
no. Your full break, they reset the recovery rolls after you do the full set because the assumption is that
Oh.
doing that full set is you're gonna end up at some point at doing a full day where you need to sleep. Slash, I'm ruling
Yeah.
it that way because then it starts getting weird with time tracking, and that's the part of nitty gritty in the system that I won't deal with.
I'm bumping my might back into full then.
I'm back up
Yeah.
to full in my might and my intellect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I am just
so
below like 1 or 2 below on everything, so I'm good. A little
Okay.
tired, but we're good.
So
I'll be
Is that
honest,
not
I upped my intellect and
edge
I only have 3
intellect?
might, so just
everything goes.
protect, please. Yep. I'm only at 3
Feel
might, but I feel
tired.
like intelligence is more important.
So, two quick things. Number one, thank you to DM Wolf and Nerds with Dice who've rated us with some nice little parties. We've been appreciating having you here as our group has just survived an aerial battle with a lightning burb that was massive and a thunder snake that was
You know what happens whenever a snake gets hit by lightning?
same thing that happens to everything else. It gets fucking yeeted by Errol at some point.
That happens to everything though.
Also, as a quick reminder, just so folks know about the severity of stuff, it's not that you necessarily die right away when one of your pools go down. It's just you start getting increases on your damage track. So when one pool goes down to 0, effort now costs more, and 17 and above rolls will only deal +1 damage, and you don't get major and minor effects. When you have 2 pools, you can't take any other action other than to move and crawl immediate distance. And then if all 3 pools go to 0, you're just dead. You just die.
Well,
Which
Well
you
then.
don't want to do that, ideally.
You know.
But
Ideally, we're trying to avoid that. Yes.
yes, that would be optimal conditions are non-death.
Listen, death can have me when he earns me. Okay.
Period. Period.
Like,
Wine me and dine me
I
first,
forget where
okay?
that's from, but that is still one of my. Oh no, wait, it's fucking Kratos. It's easily one of my favorite quotes ever because it says so much without having to say that much.
No, actually, Errol said that.
Mm.
That was
Retcon. Get wrecked, Kratos. Anyways, the group you've landed in just some sort of. It's not even really a clearing. You just found some spot underneath some trees. You have the weirdo deer things looking at you from a distance. Might as well be sci-fi and or fade deer, depending on how you look at them. And Virgil, who's still drenched, by the way, he's like, here's a little device. Blow on it when you want to bring me back. I'm gonna go and calm my bird down. You just see the bird is just like all of the techno-organic elements are just drenched and they look like somehow they've already started to rust over. It's basically it's the techno-organic equivalent of like when a bird has to start like actually cleaning and pruning itself to get rid of like messy like feathers or dirt it's built up. Poor Virgil is going to have to do that manually because the bird is mad at him. And he's like, come on, if I clean your wings, will you let me ride you back? And the bird's just like, yeah. I'm gonna be here a while, folks. One of you probably knows which direction to go, and Jinx, you would have a rough sense. You, with what you saw in the map, you would see some distance away. There does seem to be it's almost like 2 or 3 different rivers looking to the side of this tree are starting to all converge onto a singular point leading in like a northerly direction.
Uh-oh. Should we start walking? Or sloshing in this case?
Yeah, we should
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
let's slash.
find
Let's start
somewhere
sloshing.
that's not so wet.
Can
Fine,
can
let's-
Enoch use hedge magic to just levitate in the general direction of the research site?
I feel like if we average out sentences said across this session, can Enoch use hedge magic is probably going to be up there.
Absolutely.
So, as a
Listen.
reminder, it's minor tricks. You don't
Okay,
get
okay.
Even in 5e, levitate is like a first or second level spell. I'm not
What about
gonna give
water
you.
repellent?
Okay, fair. Okay, so what if I used hedge magic to give myself like magical
Yeah.
socks that would cover over like magical galoshes? I don't
Can
want
I
to get
use
mud on
charge
my
to
robe.
power up Enoch's hedge magic?
Can Arrow use charge?
Girls trying to
Can
power up
Enoch use
anything.
hedge magic? That's it. That's the tagline of the episode. Can we? Can we?
No.
Please. But
I
it's
will
only
turn-
13 minutes left, and it's the final session of the mid-season.
Oh
Oh my
We've
god.
been so good.
No.
No.
Big puppy dog
Maybe like a
eyes.
little green
Emphatic
shield.
no. Cats. Reel them in.
I
Goddammit.
guess Enoch will just use hedge magic to clean up later.
And legitimately, I will use scan when appropriate, just to see if we can not die.
Mhm.
Wait there.
What is the light situation down here?
Can I use scan to blank to the list of sentences?
Yeah, well, because the thing is, I can scan for free now. Woo!
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Could
I'm still finding the way.
I just want to say, this is just a suggestion. We don't have to say yes to this. But could I charge up that scan so that we can?
No.
So the range is longer.
Let's combine our powers and
this
become
is-
the Megazord. Thanks so
Yes.
You want to have your GMing, like you want.
Ultimate
No.
Numenera.
Can we And again, this is just a
I'm
suggestion.
It is
moving
We're not
on,
so
damn
fun
it.
being a
Megazord.
beast of the
I'm
GM.
moving.
It's
Okay,
You know what,
we're
hilarious.
Jinx?
slogging
You're
it.
the only
We're
member of your
slogging
party
it.
in this campaign left because of all this.
A tree falls down.
Something would plug
Wait, you
in
can't kill a bad bitch.
in the freezing world.
What happened?
That's dead, so it's probably viscerous. So I'm not
Oh,
sure.
that's
You can
right.
kill me.
We still
You
have the
can kill
gross
me.
heart.
Can't kill
Yeah,
me
it's
though.
just lots of
Right.
gross, trippy stuff
You
in that.
can't.
In
You
that.
literally cannot kill a
I
bad
didn't say
bitch.
you
I'm sorry.
died. I just said you're the only one still here. You know that banishing
Oh.
nodule?
I
It
have to go.
malfunctioned and it
My
started
plan is
freezing
working.
Shadow Realm.
Bloop.
No,
Like
it's not a new location.
everybody gets
You
yeeted.
were
What?
sent to the Shadow Realm. That's where I sent you all.
The bird just comes out of the sky, picks us all up, and flies away.
Can I use hedge magic on the banishing nodule?
Curse the sudden inevitable betrayal. Leave me by
Could
myself.
I bolt rider up to the
I'm gonna
bench
do it.
module?
If I had the ability
You
to
gotta be
mute
tier 2.
the rest of you, I would right now. God damn it. Reel it in, folks. Reel it in. It's the last bit of time. Jinx. Even with a visceral cover heart, with how heavy the rain is downpouring here, is pouring down here, it's cleared off, and it feels like you constantly have the sensation of both your hair on end, which is really weird because the rain is trying to make it fall down, and it's still standing up because of your proximity to this thing. And if you touch anybody, basically, it feels like they're going to get mild, like static shock, like when you've been rubbing your hands against like pants or like your feet on the carpet. You just constantly feel like you're going to do that.
I'm thinking it's like uh, the are like have little sparks sometimes coming off, and she still has the phasing glove on. It's dead now, but she's like, I'm not touching this thing without a glove.
I know better. I ain't touching it.
We will figure this out later. Let's go. Let's move. It's raining. Yeah, so shit, Sherlock. Captain Obvious leading the way.
Cap obviously leading the way. Good lord.
It's
So
raining. Let's go.
I am just very quickly. You folks can feel free to vamp for a moment while I
I
try
think
and
we
find.
broke. I do it. Just the way you're talking, I
Okay,
feel.
we're broke the GM.
My spirit is not as strong as it used to be. That's all I'm going to say.
Being on the other side of this is fucking hilarious. It's very, very fun. I
It's
see why my
nice,
players
ain't
get
it?
such a kick out of
Not,
it. Yeah.
there it is. There.
It's nice to be the
Um,
needle instead of the hole.
Yeah,
It's
can we
nice
get
to be
like
not be the loading face, you know.
Right.
that
You see,
puppet
I'm
over?
tired of
Is he
buffering.
like,
You feel me?
Okay, I had to double check one quick thing because there was actually a legitimate line I had to double check on something. So
oh,
folks carry forward, and you see that there is the river's wind. God damn it! Our producer made a comment in our chat that's making me laugh. Damn it,
It's just
motherfucker.
supposed to be dramatic.
Anyways, you follow the rivers down. It's constantly raining, and you reach what has to be from a still a pretty significant distance the edge of this floating research site, temple, whatever term you want to use here. You're still some distance away, and there does not appear to be any sort of land-based means of accessing it. However, the rivers seem to converge into one massive pool of water, and you see the group arrives there, and there's initial wondering of like, well, how the hell are we going to get up there? And you hear a noise a bit away. An individual steps out from a bit a ways. So let me see if I can pull up the correct look. Was it labradorite? It wasn't labradorite. That wasn't that one. I'm having to look up my gem notes because there's a very particular aspect of this that I need to see. Not that one. Not that one. 2 moments, folks.
I just think I should be able to charge a pet magic. I think that
No.
that's a pretty natural extension of all of our abilities. Like,
I'm thinking
We
Cadix
gonna
and
come
Jinx.
back for episode 6, and you gonna have a completely different character.
so Errol is dead, and Ariel. Ariel is a accountant
Oh
in the
no.
surface world. Has
An
no powers.
accountant or an accountant?
That's up for you to decide.
I
Oh,
love that
bet.
the others of us
Bet.
literally just went
Yeah.
tilt happened across the board there.
So found it. I was trying to figure out where this was. So you see a humanoid step out from a bit of ways, and you see the individual say, I think I have a means to get you up there if you would have me join. My apologies. I saw your, even through the water, your bird, through the rain and everything, your bird landing
You can see through that?
with some difficulty. And you see the individual, to give a full description of them, they're pretty tall. Like they're roughly in the range of like 7 feet, 7 feet 2 inches tall. They have kind of a spindly kind of build to them. Like think the way that kind of like a praying mantis kind of like legs. Like that's kind of both literally and figuratively. Like they're very much all arms and legs as far as a person goes, but across their body, they are wearing clothes, but on the bits of clothes that aren't drenched, you see their skin has this kind of opal like color to it that at certain points also splits off into all the spectrums of the rainbow, though there seems to be more of a focus on red and green. And it's the skin has a kind of cracked pavement like pattern to it, almost like think like dragon skin. The individual has eyes, but they are orbal in nature and are entirely blue. And they have slight antennae and fly wings because they are what in this world is referred to as a Moscaran. They are among the recently awakened or brought into consciousness beings that are sort of the general blueprint for how they look is a mixture of human, insect, and gem. And the individual you see has had on one hand they're wearing like a long jacket, but they seem to have pulled back the sleeves on both arms. And you watch as in one arm, covered in a bright blue metallic glove, that then they hold it up and just punch it into the water directly in a manner of reactivity exactly like Errol's with the glove. The water flows up, and you almost hear like a almost like a switch has been activated. The three rivers that form this pool of water split up, solidify, and combine again to form a pathway climbing up to the temple. And that is where we are going to end our session for today.
Oh, come on.
In the season finale, folks, another glove wielder has been found.
With the glove? Okay.
It's the other hand, right?
Is it the other hand?
Like Arrows is
Is it?
right-handed.
I don't want to
this guy's
double up on
left-handed.
gloves if we get this.
Because I mined this one, it is technically the right one.
All right, is Arrows left-handed?
Wow.
Arrow's left-handed.
But folks, that has been The Storm Comes Home, as our group has arrived at Research Site 3 in the region of Downpour, otherwise known as Chowron, the region of storms, wind, and water in its most chaotic and violent forms. So that is where we are going to leave off for this week, and you will have to tune in 2 weeks when we are back from essentially the Go Dark week for Girls Run These Worlds. Thank you to everyone, to all the raids who came in, to everyone who was able to stay with us, whether from the beginning of the session or to later on in the session. Thank you for being here to support this kind of storytelling and these fantastic players. I'm going to give them all a chance and go in the same order, calling on them to just plug one quick thing about them, where we can find them and what cool shit they're up to. So I'm going to start with Torin.
Hello, I'm Torin, or Torin Talks Creativity. My pronouns are she, they. I was playing Cadix, pronouns she, her. And as far as quick things, so currently we are in the middle of a stream team thing going on for charity for World Wildlife Fund. And I will be online tomorrow on Twitch all day doing competitive Stardew, trying to beat my friends while people donate money to mess with us and make us lose the competition. So if you'd like to join in, you can. We'll be on online all day. Thank you.
Fantastic. I'm going to pass on over now to Errol / Noel.
Hey everyone, I'm Noelle, she, her. I was playing Errol, also she, her. You can find me at Noelle Eve Palmer, NoelleEvePalmer, on Instagram, where I'm going to be announcing a massive project that I'm really excited about on Sunday. Um, so you're going to get some more details on something I've been working on for a while that I am pumped about.
Fantastic. Passing on over to Alex.
Hey everybody, my name is Alex. My pronouns are they, them. I was playing Enoch, pronouns he, him. Things that you can find me on floating around the internet, Alexama _ ALIXAMA_. Just find me on the internet. I'll be around.
And we're hoping we'll continue to be around with our space. Both you and Noel have been an absolute pleasure to be here with us as newcomers. But a not newcomer, but equally as fantastic, Vivi, take it away.
Hi, I'm Vivi or Vivacia. Right now, this is actually the coolest thing I'm doing. So come back in 2 weeks. Else, you can find me at vivacia.contact in .bio. Um, you know, hit my social media.
Okay. And my name is Angela Lemos Morejo. I use she, her pronouns. And you can basically, right now, I don't have anything but this game going on, as I'm actually going to plug all of the one shots that happened over at Horde of Tales this past month for the Women in Gaming series. There's been a fantastic diversity of not only players, but so many different folks from so many different backgrounds, from the EU and UK scene, which I was very fortunate to be involved with one of the games that was deeply feelsy. I drowned in that game. That was really interesting. And I was still alive, and I was maybe not human in some way. You would have to watch to actually get the full context. Enjoy that, Alex. Now you have to go watch to understand. But
Girl!
massive shout out to Nerds with Dice, to Dan Wolf, to everyone who rated us. We are going to raid Fusca right after this. As my final party note, since it'll be a couple weeks till we see you all, take care of yourselves, folks. The times that we are in are difficult, and I wish you all the best of luck with managing it. Mind the storm, take care of your home, love you all, and we wish you the best. So, goodbye, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.